what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Member Show. It's Call, and I'm here with Jose. Jose, buddy, how are you doing today, my man?
Yeah, I'm all good. Looking forward to this show. As I said earlier on my show, it was going to be an ideal time for you, and you would be full of beans and full of the joys of spring because of the time in America. And for me, it was going to be later at night, and I'd probably be going. But
we'll keep you awake, buddy.
And I'm going to hang out. We've got some fantastic members, and we're looking forward to seeing who's going to be coming on and who's going to be coming on to have their say. I'm hoping that we get quite a few members coming on, because the show is for them, and therefore it'd be good if we had members to partake in that.
Speaking of members, just wanted to say that Decaro became a member today. So we'll say this again later when he's here. But just wanted to say, big up to Decaro. If you are here right now, big up. Thanks for becoming a member, man. It really helps the channel out a lot.
Yeah, because Decaro, I think Decaro's in New Zealand, so I'm hoping that he is going to be around to come on the show as well, because he took out the membership earlier when he was at my show on LTEL. So yeah, this is a member show today. So anyone that has a membership, go to the community page, and there's a link there for you. You put the link in, and it will bring you to the back room, and then we can bring you on to the show. Depending on how many people we get, depends on how we do the show. But yeah, if you want to become a member and you want to be part of the show going forward and part of La Familia, then get your memberships in. And it's there, it's all up there already. So we've got someone saying all stable, Jose, and that's David Shear. And then we've also got, at the moment, we've got Sanchez Bethnal Green saying evening, lovely people. So we've got two people that have put comments in there already, but we have more people on the show, but they've just not commented yet. So I don't know who's watching, but they've just not commented yet. But without that, we've already got someone in the back room.
Hey.
And the person we have in the back room is such a great supporter of not only this channel, and he's a supporter of me as well. And he's a very, very good person. Always messages me to see how I am. Always wishes me a good day. Always wishes me a good night, which I do vice versa with him. But he's a great supporter of all channels, not just our own. He's a supporter of all great channels. And that is the wonderful, and here he comes, David Shear.
David Shear, David's here. What is up, Copper?
Been up since about 3:30. Hot day yesterday. So, but it's going to be cooler today. Sea breeze today, in early.
There you go. Thank God.
So you've been up since 3:30 this morning?
Yeah.
Okay. And so for you now,
early nights, Jose.
So for you now, is it 8 minutes past 6 in the morning for you now?
That's right.
There we go. See, I'm getting the timings right, Colin.
He's learning. He's learning time zones. Yes.
And it's about 10 p.m. back at your place.
Yes, 10:08. Yeah, in for me, and for Colin,
what time is it?
4:08 in the afternoon for Colin.
Yeah. Awesome. I'll send you through the lotto because it's already
tomorrow. Yes, exactly. Exactly.
I'll send you through all the
21st.
It's a bummer we can't do that, eh?
It would be amazing. It would be amazing. I wish we could.
Yeah,
it looks like
because you're in front of us, you could give us the numbers, couldn't you?
Yeah, I don't think it works like that, though, Jose.
No, it'd be too easy, wouldn't it? It was like that. We'd all be rich. All of us would have a little inside of trading, wouldn't we? God.
That's right.
Spurs would have an undefeated season.
It's the convict in.
And hey, before we get too far in, I just wanted to say hey to Danny Reese.
Hi,
Danny, what is up? I'm not sure I've ever seen you in the chat. So very, very nice to have you here.
Chang, you come on whenever you're ready, mate. You'll remember, you come on whenever you're ready. The link's in the community page. When you want to come on, you come to the back.
Chang's my Malaysian brother.
Yeah, and you'll be able to come on.
Awesome.
So Chan, I think Chan may well be on his way to work because It's
Yeah.
the same time. It's the same time as it is for David in Malaysia, for Chang as well. Danny Reese. Have I seen that name before?
I don't know, but regardless, very glad that you're here. It's always nice to
Yeah,
have
hi
you.
Dan. Yeah, hi Dan. Welcome to the show. It is a members show, but welcome to the show. And a very good Wednesday morning to Senor Garcia, Mr. Severs, and Mr. Shear, and everyone else in the chat that's either watching this live or is on playback. I might make an appearance if I'm allowed to. You can come on whenever you want, buddy. Don't worry about it.
You can make an appearance every time.
It's hump day, Chang.
Yeah, come on, Chang, come on.
Senor Garcia or Jose. Oh yeah. Right. So anyway, let's get into it because David's our first person. David, you kick us off, mate. I mean, we've got questions for everyone, but kick us off. Tell us what your thoughts are and what you want to say, rather than keep typing into the chat all the time.
Look, I'm an Ange fan, but I've been a fan since 1981, and I come from a culture where soccer is soccer.
Soccer, yes.
And our second is about our fourth sport. So, but all us Aussies are mad sports lovers, and when the Socceroos play, we all get behind them, and Ange was a big part of that. So, but we used to get match of the day, and I remember Hoddle, Perryman, and Waddle, and all those greats, and I've been hooked ever since. Yeah, but I definitely don't have the knowledge of football like others in the chat. So,
well, look, your knowledge is good, mate, because we read your comments out. So,
exactly.
And the other thing I will say about your comments is that you're very level-headed when you put your comments in. You're not reactionary. Where there's a lot of people that are reactionary, and you're not reactionary. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's good to have level-headed people within the fan base.
We try to create a level-headed environment for people to be in, and so you really do help add to that, David. We appreciate it.
Thank you. The only one that I'm not level-headed with, was never level-headed with, was Dire Straits. He was a shocker.
Yeah.
And I reckon we've got a lot of dead wood to get rid of, and I think we're going to be surprised with who we do get rid of to get better players in. I hope.
Wait, who did you just mention? Albert? Did you say Eric Dyer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't mean to give you nightmares. Do what?
You just ruined all the counselling that I had with that man. Right there.
Sorry about that. I'll pay for the rest of it. Send me the bill.
That's all good.
So you've got Chan saying, yeah, like the last time I appeared on Talking Ball Members Calling with Mr. Severs and Queen Ellie, on the streets of Kuala Lumpur under the Twin Towers of the KLCC, I need to exit the train underground first. So he's on the train, he's on his way to work, but the only way that he can come on is as soon as he gets off the train. And he did this the last time that we did the show. He did it as well, didn't he? So yeah,
he's a good man.
Who was the second person?
And then you've got Leo. Big up, Leo.
Go behind.
Mate. Nice to see you, Leo.
Yeah, Leo, get on if you can.
Always great to see him. Yeah.
So go on. So as you were saying, David, because it is a member show, so it's all about yourself. So. Well,
I was disappointed with the Ange. I think it was reactionary after a poor game. But one thing that I have picked up, Jose, is I agree with you. I hate the terminology Ange ball. It's so jingoistic. Ange's system, I say. And he won't deviate from that because he's trying to teach to new players that haven't played that way before. Yeah. You know, they've had four years of absolute defensive dross, and they're not even good defensively. So, yeah. But I love them saying, yeah.
So, real quick.
Sorry.
I just wanted to say, okay. Ange has a plan B, which is do plan A better. Do you think is that a correct statement? Do you think?
Yeah, it is.
I think he's very and I don't mean that in a negative way.
Yeah.
Please don't take it negatively. But yeah, he just
doesn't
deviate from that. Just do what he says. You know.
Yeah. Well, they're getting drummed into it in the on the training ground and that, but we've had such a disrupted season, just like every other team, really. And he's still working out who can do the system and who can't. So that when it comes to the summertime, sorry, that's a train.
No apologies necessary, buddy. You're good.
We have a train that comes through about 6 times a day, taking iron ore to the port. Yeah. But as I was saying, he's not going to deviate, otherwise he'll lose the players.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I might be wrong, and I won't call him naive at all because the man's done 27 years, and there are other leagues in the Premier League in Europe. But he has been very successful. So. Anyway,
yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree with what you're saying. I totally agree with what you're saying. I mean, obviously, can I ask? Obviously, you're an Australian chap, and you know Ange from managing and from being at the Socceroos, and you've been following him. Did you know of Ange as the footballer pre him becoming a manager?
No, I didn't. I read up like you guys that the great Puskas had taught him.
Yeah.
But I know that Ange being an immigrant and that it was his chance to connect with his father that was doing shift work and everything. When Ange won the Asian Cup, his father come up, he said, "That's awesome, son." He said, "But you should have made your subs." You know, he subs up even then. So that's what Ange is like, yeah.
This is going to be...
the train's going to come through.
Oh, sorry. My fault. I was just going to ask, is Ange's father still alive?
No.
Or has he passed? That's a bummer.
I think he's passed. His father passed. Yeah. His father's passed. Because what he was saying, if you watch some of the documentaries with Ange, he talks about that was the connection with his father, was because his father worked all week, and on a Saturday, their connection was going to watch Melbourne or someone like that. They'd go and watch someone. And then he went on to end up playing for the team. So he must have lived in Melbourne because he went on to play for Melbourne. And Puskas was his coach because he was a left back or whatever. So and Puskas was his coach.
Ange played 4 times for the Socceroos, but when he was coach at Melbourne, he coached Paducah, and you know that started with that golden generation. And he was very successful with that. He remembers coaching against Alex Ferguson in the World Club Championship.
That's right. They did, yeah.
Yeah. So, but I'm more so. I heard a little bit with the SBS when he was with the developing Socceroos, young Holyroos we used to call them.
Yeah.
And then, as it went forward with Brisbane Roar, I heard a lot more about him, and he was just phenomenal there.
So the first introduction I had to him was that famous interview where he's just like going off, and that one pundit guy is trying to tell him he needs to resign. Do you know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
That was my first. Everyone was like, we're getting this guy.
He had the blow up. It was a 23-minute blow up that he had.
That's the last time he's lost it in front of the media, you know. He learned a lot from that.
Do you think he lost it? I don't think he lost it, though.
No, he was very measured. He held his ground.
He did.
Because that Craig Foster is very opinionated here.
Yeah.
And he was basically saying, if you can do better, come down and help us sometime. All you do is take pot shots from the bleachers.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of jealousy too.
Yeah, I've watched it like everybody else watched it since. I knew of Ange at Celtic. I knew of Ange at Yokohama. I knew of Ange for the Socceroos. But I'm not going to tell you that I was an outright follower, but I knew of him and I knew what he was doing in other places. But I did not know about that video. I did not know about that video until he joined us at Tottenham. And then I looked at that video, and I must have played it in its entirety at least 3 times now. And I've watched it and I'm thinking, has he got a chink in his armour? Because to me, the word you said, David, measured. He was measured in his response. I don't think he didn't go all out and start screaming, shouting, hollering, and going. You know, he was actually measured, and the guy was goading him. He kept goading him and kept going back in and goading him, and he still remained. For me, he remained measured. I don't think he lost it.
You've got to
Not
protect
for me.
yourself, and you've got to have pride in yourself, and he never let that go. You know what I mean? He never gave up. That guy wanted him to get mad and walk off, presumably, but
Yeah.
like you were saying, Jose, he held his ground.
And the other host there, that was the other gentleman there, him and names escape me, but they were the reason why the football was kept alive in Australia, SBA. Him and Johnny, he's a legend. He was our first captain, Johnny Warren, I think. He was the captain of the first ever World Cup Socceroos in '74, I think. I was only young back then. I don't remember that.
Right, so just saying hello to Mark Cousins, the sheriff's in. Good evening, Mark.
Hey, Sheriff.
Hi, Leo.
What up, Mark Cousins?
Leo is saying my lager, sipping homie, the sheriff. Mark Cousins is saying hello back to Leo. Then you've got Chang speaking in Spanish to Leo. Buenas noches desde Asia, señor Leo de Denver, Colorado. Únase a nosotros en este programa de entrevistas tan necesario para levantar el ánimo de todos los fanáticos de los Spurs en todo el mundo. Superb.
Did he write that, or did he Google translate that? You think?
I think when Chang comes on, you're going to need to ask him.
Okay,
We'll do. I'm not going to presume anything at all. So when he comes on, we ask him ourselves.
100%.
As you saw earlier, Daniel Sandoval's here. Big up, familia.
Big up, Daniel.
Buenas, Daniel. ¿Cómo estás? Espero que todo esté bien.
One and all.
And then you've got Leo saying,
Ese loco.
He's saying, Chang, big up. Amazing. I wouldn't put it past Chang to be fluent in Spanish.
Me neither.
He's a very intelligent man, Chang. He is unbelievable.
Not just charisma and funny. He's also very intelligent, like you said.
Non-bilingual, but it's only Aussie and English. I speak Aussie and English.
We have another person to come in and sit alongside Daniel. We have another member of the channel here. And I think, as he stopped eating now, because I was watching I think he was eating Cheerios or something. But we have...
Let's see what he's got.
What you got, Nick?
Nick in the house.
What's Nick got?
It was just ice, man. It was just chewing ice.
Was it ice?
Good.
Where are you right now?
I'm on my back porch.
Nice, man. Nice.
Yeah, it's a nice day out. So yeah,
it's nice here too. It's like 60 degrees outside. It's crazy.
I think we're like pushing 70.
Jeez,
yeah,
man.
we're pushing 70, 69. Hey, 69 right now.
Hey, let me check what time it is. Where the temperature is here.
So for people that don't know, people in the chat, this is Nick, who goes by the name of Talking Beer in the chat, but that's who Nick is. So Nick is another member of La Familia, and hence why he's on the show. What have you got to say for yourself, Nick? Tell us.
Yeah, let me pull that banner off of here and get you a different one, man. Boom.
So I actually had a chance to go back and watch the Wolves game again. Not as bad as what I remember on first watching it. Still bad, but not as bad. I have some ideas, but I'm not there on the pitch. I'm not in
There's
training.
no wrong idea here, Nick.
Tell
it as it is, mate. There's no wrong ideas.
Also, Nick, have you and David met properly?
Yeah, multiple times. We've spoken on the phone. Yeah, even.
Just making sure.
Yeah. How you doing, Cover?
Yeah, good, Cover.
Good.
A lot better than yesterday. It was 120 degrees yesterday.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, I don't even want to.
That's
I'm out on that
insane.
one. I'm out on that one.
Even in the U.S., we don't play like that. It doesn't get that
I
hot
feel
here.
like a red lobster.
I bet you sweat. I bet you lost like 10 pounds just sweating it all out yesterday, man.
Oh,
No more
yeah,
water
nah.
left in you.
Oh, then
I'll-
Vegas gets that hot.
Death Valley
Yeah.
does.
Vegas
Yeah.
does get that hot because when I've
Vegas
been
gets
when
pretty
I've been in Vegas, Vegas has been hot.
That's the
But
problem.
it's-
We went to Vegas though.
It's what we call a dry heat.
We normally get a sea breeze.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, I bet David's got that humidity. You know, that's even worse than the heat to me. Is having that bad humidity.
Yeah, we don't normally get this humidity, but the monsoons have come down. That's why there's floods in Queensland over where Ren is, and
floods
Yeah,
and fires
pretty
and all kinds of
Yeah.
bad stuff going on in Australia these
it's a
days.
massive country. It's
Yeah.
huge.
So
David-
yeah, what I was
David
going to
sent-
say. Go on.
I was just because David sent me something the other day about Perth and how it is the most isolated large city on the planet, like by over 1,000 miles to the next city. It's like insane, or something like that. It's
3,000.
We thought we were from a
2,000.
big country.
oh
We
yeah,
thought we were from a big country. Yeah.
No, Australia's
And,
huge.
and I'm 8 hours by road. It's only up the road. I'm 8 hours from Perth on the southeast coast of Western Australia. And the nearest, biggest town to us is 4.5 hours away.
So how do you get things?
Have you seen where he lives?
Oh, yeah,
Have a
yeah.
very good
It's
four-wheel
beautiful.
drive.
It's beautiful where he lives. You wouldn't have to go anywhere else. I'd stay where he lives. It's
Absolutely.
beautiful.
But
Jose,
I mean,
you
like,
can
do they
try
deliver things by boat?
You show that clip to anyone, any of the fans, you know.
No,
We're very
no.
proud of it.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. When I saw what you sent me, I'd be proud of it, mate. Because it's absolutely lovely. It's gorgeous.
I know. I jokingly said, "I'll take one out of my back porch. It's completely different."
Oh, it's awesome.
We got Stay Humble's joined the chat. So Stay
Yay!
Humble. So
G'day, Stay
evening, afternoon, and morning, lads. And then he's
What up?
saying Australia only habitat like 20% of their land, I think.
all around.
That's
here.
right.
And then you've
Well-
got Mr. M here saying, Coys, good evening, Mr. M.
He's even
Hey,
got
Mr. M.
Mr. M.
Big up,
Hello.
brother.
So, yeah,
Oh, wow.
right, take that.
Nick, you said you had some ideas.
Yeah, I was going to say, what
Oh,
ideas?
God.
Take the banner down for a second, Colin. Because then I can see Nick. There we go.
Oh,
We can
yeah.
see
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah.
See me in all my glory.
Yeah.
Beautiful. You're a beautiful man.
It's your
Oh, thank
show.
you,
You're the
appreciate it.
members. It's your show.
Yeah. So I came away with a different feeling the second time I watched. Oh, hey, I'm in full screen now.
You're
Uh,
in pole position.
I came away with a different feeling about the game. Sorry about the dogs barking in the background.
I didn't hear you.
But they, to me, it looked like a mix of not fit / in form, and it's usually or out of form, and it's usually it's an either or I'm sorry, it's both or one of the two. Like for instance, Madison looks like he's both not fit and out of form. Sonny looked like he was fit, maybe a little tired. I mean, yeah, maybe a little tired, but he didn't play well, out of form. Like, it just, the whole freaking squad, except for Vandeven, who has been a freaking rock, and Vicario saved our ass. I thought that the first time, and having watched it again, we could have easily given up 4 or 5. I mean, God.
In the first half. Yeah.
Yeah. Their counterattack was just, we got to figure out something with that, and to me it felt like Romero was out of position a lot. I mean, there again, that's just my amateur eyes, but
Do you mean too far up the pitch, out of position, or?
I mean,
what?
no, I mean, yeah, too far up and wide. Like, Ange wants them to play like typically, up toward the middles, right? And then when there would be a counterattack on one side or the other, they would come back down, like and go back out to spread out to form the back line. I don't know, that's just what it seemed like to me. And I don't. There again, it could have been Davis that was out, but I mean, Davis is a lot more experienced, and I would expect him to be in the proper position. He just doesn't have the physicality that some of the other guys do. He makes up for it here.
Right. The position that he was asked to play is a very strange one for him, I think, because like we were saying, we said this pre-show, but we call them right and left backs because there's really that's just the terms that people use. But the way that our right and left backs play, it's not like a traditional fullback. So we really, honestly, if we were going to say what position it was, we'd be better off making up a name, just making something up because or something, auxiliary midfielder. Or just because they don't play like actual fullbacks, and so when you stick a traditional fullback in there, I think it's going to look weird, and I think it did.
Which is why I think Poro has flourished there. Which brings me to my second insane point, which I sent you, or my insane idea, which I sent you. Maybe it's not too insane. I'll explain it.
No,
here.
bring it up. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
So I'll start at the back. This is just a formation idea. Based on who we currently have, one of them assuming he is back in training. So Vicario in goal, back four of Udogi, Romero, Van de Ven, and bear with me, Kulu. Then midfield, you got, any number of three guys if they're in form, but, Madison, Sarr, Basuma, Bentancur, any three of those. Up front, assuming he is going to be fit and in form, Solomon, Sonny through the middle, and Poro on the right. Basically, what you're doing is because Kulu. Let me switch this here. Kulu plays better. That's backwards on the screen. Kulu plays better through the middle, so that inverted fullback position goes to the middle a lot, right? And then Poro seems to play better out wide when he's feeding the middle. So I don't know. I looked at it on this is stupid, but I looked at it on FIFA and it made no damn sense whatsoever. But in my head, it's probably a good thing I'm not out there on the pitch making these decisions. So
yeah, no, I get it.
Nick, I've said for ages, Poro.
All right, yeah. Is he our next Bale? Our switch. I mean, not necessarily to that caliber.
Yeah, and we really have missed Solomon and Perisic with their passing. I mean, Solomon's a little terrier, and he can play both sides as well.
Did you see Did you see what Madison said about
Solomon? Yeah, I saw that on X today.
What was that, Nick? I missed that.
His interview today. He said, "Let me see if I can find it." He said it today on X. It's been released on X. What he said about him, something along the lines. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to find it, but it was something along the lines of he was asked who was the most skillful player or whatever at Tottenham, and he turned around and said the most skillful and fastest player, and so quick with his feet and speedy. He said is Solomon. Now, what I will say, guys, I've been jury out on Solomon. I've said it all along. I've been jury out. I've not seen Solomon. I don't know enough.
Yeah, not a big sample size.
Yeah, I've not seen him play enough.
I love him.
Yeah, but I've not seen him play for his previous clubs. I've not seen him play enough for Tottenham to make an assessment on him. Hiya.
G'day, little fella.
This is Ellis.
Hi, Alice.
Hey,
Wait.
Ellis.
Is he the footballer, Nick?
Oh yeah, he's a good little baller.
You said both your sons were good, but one was better. He's out of earshot now. Was that the better one?
I don't know. I think they've evened out. Having gone through the new cut. No,
he made that jump
for real.
He's made that jump in the age group. You said that they moved him up.
They did.
In age level.
Yeah,
and he's
playing
adjusted.
up
He's
2 years. Yeah, he's playing up 2 years.
Listen to that, guys.
He's 7 playing 9 and 10-year-olds.
Good.
Ooh,
Good.
Awesome. Good for him.
Signing.
Good for him.
He's quick.
Ange, pick him up, Ange.
So
he said he was going to get
future champion.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, sorry, I was going back to Solomon. At the end of the day, I haven't seen a sample size big enough of him yet. So I've not thought about Solomon. He's just been out all the time. I'm not thought about him. But to hear Madison talk about him now, Madison plays for the national side, so he's playing with some good players at England, right? He's played with Jamie Vardy when he played at Leicester. He played with a good striker in Jamie Vardy. He's played with N'Golo Kante in the title-winning side. Riyad Mahrez. He's played with all these players. So I will trust Maddison's assessment because of the players that he's played with. So he knows his football. And for him to turn around and say that about Solomon, I was like, okay, I want to see this chap play.
Yeah, I didn't expect that.
If he's that good and Maddison's endorsing him, I want to see him in the team. I want to see him play. I want to see whether this, comes off, and he is like that. So it was really interesting, the comments. You're quite right, Nick. The comments were really interesting that I read today about Maddison.
Honestly, that's what sparked the thought process of I mean, if Maddison has that much faith in him, he's a vice captain, and I believe he knows far more what he's talking about than pretty much anybody else on that I know personally. So if he's that high on him, then I can't wait for him to come back. And apparently, somebody said he's back in training. Is that correct?
It had a setback.
Say again?
I think he was going in for another procedure, so that's probably his season done.
Damn.
So,
damn. I loved watching him play. He
always proper pre-season and not a press junket of a pre-season, which we had this year. And, I think that's biting us in the butt, coming back to bite us in the butt with injuries this year.
The little doggy, look. All right, so hi Max. We've got Quez Ali's here saying hello. How's everything going? You've got Jazz Fusions here. Good evening, Jazz Fusion. Jazz, you're a member. If you want to come on, the link is in the community page, and you can come on and have your say if you want, mate. It says correct. Even as a sub, the only true winger you have. The problem is always hurt. But I don't know about he's always hurt because I don't know who he's previously played for. I know that he played for Shakhtar Donetsk, I think it was, and people are. I don't think he was injured. I think he's been injured at these places. Sorry, he hasn't been injured at other clubs. He just got injured when he came to us. So it's a very
Tottenham thing. You come, you get a bad injury, and then you begin your career the next season.
It's part of the initiation. They come in, they whack your knees. They make sure that you're just slightly injured.
Yeah. So that no other clubs want to grab him. I also like Solomon is like Eden Hazard. Wish he could make it to his level though. I do as well. I don't know how old he is, so I'll look that up.
Solomon's quite young. Solomon's 23, 20. Yes, 23. He's quite young. Whilst you're looking up, people in the chat, if you haven't become a member already, become a member. It's pinned to the chat, and you can join these two lovely gentlemen just underneath me, who are both members, who are here on the show, and they're having their say. The show is for yourself, so become a member, and you can have the platform to say whatever you want, rather than having to type messages in the chat all the time and run out of space and then send another message thereafter.
And then, real quick, Jazz doesn't have to text. I say if you have a phone, you can just.
I'm on a phone, Jazz.
So am I.
Yeah, and also you can.
I'm on a phone, camera on.
You can turn the camera off like this style, and then use just your microphone on your phone if you want.
David is on the phone in the middle of nowhere.
He is.
We have one phone tower. I finally worked out why the house Wi-Fi is better than the phone Wi-Fi. Go figure.
The one tower, yeah.
One tower.
Guys, I love the answer to this. So I asked if Solomon was the man, and look what Jazz Fusion put.
The man
in a manner.
Jazz, good on your mate.
Yes. And then he also saying he had a relapse, so he is continuing. Yeah. He is still hurt.
Can I just say, David is going to be the same as you, Colin, and you, Nick. When we turn around, you've heard me say this before many a time, when I turn around and say, you lot jump into a car and drive 15 hours and think it's just down the road. But we would never, in Europe, think of doing anything like that at all. If we were to do that, we're going to go through maybe 4, 6, 7, 8 countries. In Europe, we'll be going through countries after countries, and you'd waste so much time.
Australia, we can fit Europe, Texas, and Los Angeles in.
I know, but
that's how big Australia is.
If we went for a drive, us for 15 hours, you guys think nothing of it. If we went for a drive, we're going through countries in Europe, and you'd probably go for quite a few. You spend more time in them 15 hours in passport control, trying to get through customs and passport control of every country. You lot just get in your cars and say, just going for a ride. And off you go. I just think it's brilliant. It's amazing. We're all human beings, but it's what we all do different things, and to some of us it's normal to do, and to others it's not. So it's brilliant.
But what,
I think it's great.
but what brings us together?
Find out. It's
map.
good to be connected this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
What does bring us together is this mad love affair that we have with Tottenham Hotspur.
It's definitely
That's
mad,
right.
for sure.
Yeah.
It's painful.
I've met some really nice people on, apart from the bloody hacker. I'm still angry at that.
Wait, what do you
Oh
do?
yeah, somebody hacked his account.
Oh, yeah. What the hell was that about?
Yeah.
Why you? Why?
Well, I was accepting a lot of friends from the Tottenham sphere, and it was posing as a older person, and it said from North London, and it had 8 or 9 mutual friends. I reckon he'd had someone else's account to get to mine, and I just automatically pressed the wrong button.
Did he get any money from you or anything? Did he steal anything?
Nah, no money, but was sending real strange messages throughout my contact list, and that was the dog fight.
I got one.
And
it was
I just get really ticked off when people invade you like that.
That's why I asked the question. When I received another friend request, I thought to myself, hold on. That's why I had to speak to you. I just said, you got a second account? Because I've just been sent another request.
Yeah, and then when you just meet new people yourself and that, they think, oh, look at this dodgy bucket. That's what really ticks me off about it. So.
Yeah. Johnny Fitz is in the house. Look, John Fitz is here saying big up Colin
Yeah,
Jose in panel.
Fitzy, we need to have a phone call, buddy. I miss you. Miss you, Fitzy.
Yeah, it's been
in
a
your
while.
country in 3
John.
months.
Do you want me to vacate so someone else can come in?
No. Yeah,
No worries.
No. This is your show. We will get as many people on as we can. If people come in,
Awesome.
they'll be able to get on. This is all your show, guys. It's not ours. It's your show. So.
I say I do have. So you said you've rewatched the match. Do me a favor. Give me 4 words you would use to describe the match against Wolves.
unfit. Oh crap! Hang on. Is that 1 word or 2?
That's 1. Well, it's hyphenated. We'll take it.
Unfit.
Unfit is one.
Unfit and not in form.
Boom. That's it. I think you got the nail on the head. It really did look like a lot of players were tired. We're just not with it. Like you said, Madison didn't look himself. He hasn't for a while. David, I want to get your opinion on that. Do you think Madison came back too early from injury, or what do you think his deal was?
Both Madison and Bendicur, I've had ankle reconstructions, mining, and it took me 3 months, but it took me a good 12 months, and that was when I was on the exploration rigs. And the ACLs, well, that's 18 months. You can be fit, but you've forgotten your memory and your lack of confidence in that.
Yeah.
So with that, with all the other disruptions and that, we looked disjointed. There was no connection on the pitch, and they'd forgotten how to play.
Ange was not
No,
pleased,
that's
and that.
Yeah.
Ange was not pleased, and I'm glad he wasn't pleased. I hope he laid into them this week. Into them this week.
He would have torn strips off, but he would have done it behind closed doors. He doesn't let anything away publicly, because that destroys players. That's why the players trust him. You know, he's not going to lay into them publicly. Never has.
He's probably also not going to stick them up in front of everybody and lay into him for 2 hours. But
no, it'll be a collective. Yeah,
Colin knows what I'm talking about. Anyway, yeah, man,
I do. You saw my little smile. You saw my little smile.
Man, it just didn't, like you said, it was completely disconjointed, discombobulated. Like nothing was going.
Yeah.
I mean,
apart from 3 minutes. Cooley's goal, 3 minutes. working with Richie. That was brilliant, you know. But it was only 3 minutes of play.
They came out with a fire up their ass and they wanted to prove something, and that's basically that was it. 4 words: no pace, no pace. Yeah. No pace, no space. Yeah.
That's right, Jez. They were too slow, weren't they?
Whilst I've got all four, whilst I've got you at the moment, right? So Chris Cowley has tweeted comments from Rodrigo Bentancur. Has anyone seen these or heard these?
No,
Okay.
I've not.
Right. I feel really good in myself. For the game at Manchester United, I went into it feeling in great shape physically, but then we had a fortnight without any game. So really, from a match fitness point of view, I found it a little bit tough to then come back. What's more, in such an important cup fixture as Manchester City. But in any case, I do believe that I'm gradually getting back to my pre-injury form. I realise I'm still just a little bit off that right now, as I said just now, but I was out of action for over 9, almost 10 months. If you combine the 2 injuries, and that is a really long time, so I have to just be calm and keep working hard and training like I have been, and then it won't be long before I'm back to my usual level once again. Honestly, whether I'm playing as a number 6 or a number 8, I honestly enjoy featuring in both roles. I realise that I need a few more miles on the clock in order to get back to the level I was at before my injuries. I'm working on that currently, but whichever position the manager needs me to play, I always hope to be ready and to go and perform there. So it absolutely is like saying we've built a real family atmosphere here in which everyone helps each other out, irrespective of whether or not they happen to be in the starting 11. We have a really healthy competition that exists within the group, and we're showing proof of that all the time, and that we're really happy. For me personally, I had to delay getting started working with Ange a little bit as a result of my knee injury, but he really was a great source of support for me. From the first day he got here, he always keeping a close eye on how my knee injury was progressing. He'd ask me every week how I was feeling and how the rehab was coming along. He's an excellent person, and he's shown just what a great professional he is too. So once I was able to make my return, I just tried to settle back into playing in the side as quickly as I could. And I think he has given me some excellent opportunities to feature. And moving forward, I hope to be able to continue as I've been doing up until now.
Oh, we lost somebody.
Yeah, David, he'll join us back again. But that's
internet.
That's his comment that he made. There he is.
Boom.
There we go. He's back. There we are.
I pressed the wrong button. Sorry, boy.
That's right. So that's the comments that have come in from Rodrigo Bentancur.
Those are awesome. I think that's great. And the fact that he's acknowledging you. Yeah, exactly. He knows what's going on. Yeah, I think that's great.
We have Norman. Norman, who's in Oz. Norman, this is a member show.
G'day, Norman.
Because you'll remember, if you go into the community page, there's a link there for members to come on the show.
We're everywhere.
Instead of typing out Norman, you can get yourself on screen and come on the show if you want. It's up to you. If you're a member and this is your show, like Nick and David underneath us, it's their show. They've got their say. Come and have your say as well.
Come on. We're fine. We're nice here, Norman. We're good people.
Has he gone? He's pressed the button again, isn't he?
He did. He did it again. Cobber. He's always doing that.
Yeah, he's done it again.
So a real quick question. I have all these like little tiny questions, and they don't really need long answers. But this was kind of what I put in. I put this kind
Daniel
of.
Daniel is here. Hi, Daniel.
Oh, whoa, Daniel. What's up, dog? Leo says he's still here. Sweet. Okay, 1 sec. Hang tight, Leo. And then,
is he back again? Let me have a look.
He's back. He's back. Vicario.
What happened was I had to watch his channel on in the background, so I was getting delayed echo. Sorry about that.
It's all right, no worries. No worries.
You're good, buddy. You're good. So guys, Vicario, best keeper in the Prem, world football. Even? I just want to know how good you guys think Vicario is. Basically, where would you rate him in the Premier League at least?
Top three. And I don't get this stronger. he's got to be stronger. I think there's got to. I mean, you can't do anything. They've changed the rules, as Ange said.
Look
Hey,
who's here, buddy.
Chang!
Chang's in the
G'day,
house,
Cobber.
everyone. As soon as I saw you back there, I wanted to give you an intro, but I was like, nope, just got to get him in. I just need Chang in my life.
How are you,
So-
Chang?
A very good Wednesday morning to everybody here on the panel, as well
Hump
as
day.
people in
That
the
mic
chat.
sounds beautiful.
Oh, thank you very much. This is actually long overdue because there were a couple of times when I appeared on the Wednesday Asian takeover of Talk and Ball, and I wasn't too satisfied with the way I was sounding with Miss
Yeah, you
Ash,
sounded
and
shit.
this was. Thank you very much.
I'm
And this was
only
only. And this was made even
Oh,
worse
man.
2 days prior when I appeared with Kate and Jimbo on their very own members calling show. And I thought, wow, I really have to do something about my recording and my microphones. So hopefully this sounds a lot better, and we will be looking to get into what has been a rather it's been a disappointing weekend. Make no mistake about it, but onwards and upwards, and let's see what kind of positivity each and every single one of us can contribute and spread in this community and the YouTube fans circle alike.
I love it. I love
Absolutely.
it. God, I love it. Inject that into my veins, please.
So there you go, everyone. Look, you've got 3 people that are members that have come on today, which is absolutely brilliant. The more the merrier.
Chang.
So if you've got a membership, come on. The link is in the community page. So if you've got a membership, come on and have your say. Well, you're more than welcome. And
All right.
if you haven't got a
Jose.
membership, and
grab
you want to
one.
have your say, then come on, get yourself a membership, and then you can come on anyway.
Two doll hairs. Hey, I've used the restroom. I'll be right back, everyone.
Thanks for telling us.
Thanks, Tom. Number one or
I'm
number
out the water
two?
closet.
Oh Lord.
Number one.
Okay.
So Chan, tell me, how are you, sir? What have you got to say? Tell me how you are. You're
I'm
obviously at
doing
work.
very
You're at
good.
work.
Yes, I
Okay.
just arrived here at my construction site. This is my site office, from which I'm based at my construction site here in Kuala Lumpur, the capital of Malaysia. My week hasn't been, let's put it this way, the week didn't start off well. I was looking forward to, at the very least, a single point, maybe even 3, if things worked out well. But the moment I saw that starting lineup without the likes of Van der Veen, I mean, not Van der Veen, sorry, Dragushin. Without Dragushin and probably even, say, another midfielder to cover if we had 3 at the back. Pedro Porro and Destiny Udogie were a big loss, make no mistake about it. And Big Ange has some serious work to do to work around this system without our 2 centralmost fullbacks in the likes of Udogie and Porro. The experiments to use Ben Davies and Emerson Royal has failed spectacularly. It blew up in all our faces. And moving forward, if Big Ange is to persist with his fullback system, his inverted wing backs, but he doesn't have the likes of Udogie and Porro to help out in that system, something has to give, which is why, if you remember, Senor Garcia 2 days back on your LTEL Cockerel review show, I did ask you that question of if you only had one of our main fullbacks to recall, Udogie or Porro, whom of those 2 will you recall? And if the other regular fullback was to miss out, which one of Davis and Royale would you put back into the system to complement the other main fullback that comes back in? And I was actually surprised by my own reaction, not yours, by the way, not your answer, but my own reaction, in that I still feel Ben Davies, as much as he's been a loyal servant to the club, as much as he has that experience, without his pace, without that defensive solidity, as well as his forward movement, I would actually still prefer having Emerson Royal on the left and keeping Pedro Porro on the right, as opposed to maybe fielding Udogie on the left and maintaining Royal on the right. There is a very good justification to this, but I'm not going to go too far into it. I just want to field this question to each and every single one of you on the panel, as well as those in the chat. Between Udogi and Poro, which of these two would you rather have in your team, your matchday squad, if you could only choose between one of Udogi and Poro?
You've just now changed, but you've just changed the question, Chad, because when I did my show, your question to me was, if you have to have either one for the next match at Crystal Palace, is the way you worded it to me, and I answered it by saying, well, according to Ange at the moment and to the Tottenham at the moment, they're saying that Udogi will definitely be available for the Crystal Palace game, but Porro was a bit like that. So I said, in them terms, I want one of them to play. I'm going for Udogi to play because he's the one that's going to be fit to play. And therefore, I play him alongside the other two, but bring Dragusin in as well. So that's why I answered it like that. But the way you're asking at the moment, Chad, you're asking the question differently.
Yes, I did. Yes, I know that.
Can I just say something with Udogi and Poro? I reckon they were losing their legs, and this 2-week break couldn't come at a better time for them. 100%. Like Udogi was just losing a bit of form, and I'm wondering whether it was a little bit managed. Because Udogi's only 20, and it's been a long season for him, even though he's only playing once a week. That training that they do, Ange says, trainers we play. So that's just my stupid thought about it.
But what we'll do is, because Chan has posed a question for you guys, I'm not answering it because I answered it the other day. But Chan has reworded his question today, so he's now.
Chan, you're flip-flopping.
So basically, it's for you guys to answer his question.
Udogi, but I'm with you, Jose.
Yeah, but he's not asking about Crystal Palace now. He's just saying, in general, if you had to drop one and keep the other, who you're doing. With me, he asked me about the next game. He's now just asking in general.
So are we basically keeper West Hamming?
This is basically keeper West Ham.
Chan's asked the question. Chan, did you hear what Nick said?
This is not exactly keep sell or West Ham, but this is just field or bench. Put it this way, it's like a field this player and bench the other player.
The reason I asked, because that would absolutely skew which way I go, because we would be able to get more out of one player than we would the other, and then
exactly.
I think to me it's a coin flip, depending on who you play, because do you need speed and creativity, or do you need speed and defensiveness? Like which
stability?
What do you need? Stability. Well, yeah, but Poro's going to deliver those balls into the box, whereas Udogi may drive in through and be in a good position to make a strike, but he's going to be able to get back and be in the right position to defend properly.
Udogi puts in those low crosses sometimes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Udogi's link-up play earlier on with Madison, like when we won the first 10, went through undefeated, was brilliant.
Yeah.
I felt, the 1-2 passing and getting into positions.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I think I'd have to agree with you, Dougie.
The reason why I brought this question up was because throughout the entire 90 minutes of watching us being so laborious, so turgid and very slow in the build-up, was throughout the entire 90 minutes, I just kept asking myself this very same question. Between Udogi and Poro, which of these two fullbacks would I rather have right now on the pitch instead of Davis and Royale? And my own answer was, I would actually like to have Poro in that squad. Not so much because of his running and his creativity, but because there is a sort of tenacity that he lends down that right wing. If he had someone like a Brennan Johnson, or on that day itself, it was a Kulusevski. If Poro was behind Kulusevski, we could have done so much more damage down that right wing, compared to maybe, say, having Udogi on the left with Son Heung-min or Richarlison or even Timo Werner, on that left flank, and that in itself actually I did some research into Pedro Porro and his appearances.
Back
I
a
was
minute.
shocked. I was somewhat shocked and surprised to find out that Pedro Porro was the only squad member who had actually started every single league game this season prior to him missing out on injury. And that just goes to show what a big miss he was in that particular loss to Wolves at home, compared to maybe say
Oh,
Udogi,
dude.
whom we did relatively well after he was sent off against Chelsea, but he was a big miss as well down that left wing back after his red card at Chelsea. But between the two of them, and this was purely from what I saw with my own two eyes during the match unfolding against Wolves at home, I would rather have Porro back in that wing back system, just so he can complement either Kulusevski or Brennan Johnson, as it may be, going down that right. And with regards to defending, between Emerson Royale and Pedro Porro, I would rather have Porro trying to track back and cut Pedro Neto out from that build-up, that counter-attack build-up that led to us conceding that second goal. So if Pedro Porro is to be the player that's going to be missing out on the next home game against Crystal Palace, as Big Ange himself has hinted at strongly, if Udogi were to come back, I would still prefer to have Dragushin back in that right, given a chance to start at right back or right wing back, as opposed to having Emerson Royale. That's just how big of a miss for me Pedro Porro is. I don't know how you gentlemen feel about our chances of trying to salvage this season, or rather get back into top four. But I feel that the way forward would be to have Dragushin given a chance, rather than sticking with Emerson Royale. That's just my take on the matter.
No, yeah. I mean, Jazz Fusion says it pretty well here. Porro is potentially multi-positional and the more consistent attacker, while Udogi is a better defender. And then Leo says, can't do membership. I don't know why it won't let me, but he gave the $1.99 super chat. Leo, check your phone. I got you, boss. Leo.
I thought you were a member, Leo.
Me too. But Leo, here, hang tight, bub. All right, continue, guys. Continue. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I agree. Porro can play in so many different positions and pretty much all over the pitch.
Yeah.
And Udogi typically is I'm not typically he's just a great defender, but he's quick and he can get back. I don't think he can do some of the stuff in the forward positions that Porro could do, which is why I agree with a lot of other people. You know, I would like to see him on the right wing, and then maybe Radu on. Does he play typically, or has he played on the right? Do we know?
We were talking about that pre-show. We don't know if he's ever played as like an actual right back, but he has played him in the right of a three. Is that correct, David?
Yeah, that's what Jose said was three centre backs, and he's played right, and he's pretty good at passing and that. So, yeah, I mean, if Udogi does his inverted thing and Dragusin goes in right back, and there's sort of like stable. That's just a little tweak, isn't it, of Andrew's system?
Yeah.
I did see some clips and highlights of. I did see some clips and highlights of Dragushin when we were heavily linked with him at the beginning of this January transfer window a month ago, and predominantly he appears to be playing on the right of a three centre back partnership, defensive build-up for Genoa. He hasn't been starting. He hasn't started what I'm trying to say is he hasn't started as a right back or a right wing back for Genoa, not to my knowledge. But every time he's appeared for Genoa, yes, he either plays on the right centre back or the rightmost centre back in the back three for Genoa. So whether or not he's suited in that right wing back or right back position remains to be seen. Which is why also I did bring up last week, I believe, when I was doing the pre-match build-up with Miss Ash over on our Asian Takeover, the Wednesday show, that if
tomorrow, by the way.
Today, it's actually today. Well, it's tomorrow for you in America, but it already is today here in Southeast Asia for me. It's about 12 hours time for now.
Same with David. Yeah, I think you and David are on the same time, right?
We're on the exact same time zone, albeit on different continents. But yeah, I did bring up during one of those pre-match previews, as in, rather than having Davis and Royale as our makeshift left back and right backs respectively, I would very much like to see a back three of Van der Ven, Romero, and Dragushin, with maybe 5 across the midfield, or maybe 4 and a 6 in midfield, and hopefully that would give some defensive cover if and when we do decide to push up high. And of course, it's easy for us to say things like this right now in hindsight, or rather after the fact that we've already lost the match. But if you look at the way Wolves countered us for their second goal, and how disorganized and just disjointed our defense looked on the counter, with Emerson Royal the only one tracking back, and the amount of space he gave Pedro Neto to run free towards the penalty box was criminal defending. If and this is a big if Big Ange were to still persist with left backs and right backs going into the Crystal Palace match, I'm actually expecting the worst. I am bracing myself for more of the same from what we saw on Saturday, although I hope that doesn't come to fruition. I rather hope that doesn't come to pass.
So
Big Ange really has to chew. Yep.
Oh, I just wanted to say the big homie is here. The big homie's here. It's
my
Leo.
homies.
Welcome.
So I just wanted to get you. I just wanted to get you in on this conversation. Cheng was going hard. You were saying if he was to persist with, and I cut you off, Cheng. No. Yeah,
Big
there
up,
it is.
Cheng.
Yeah, big up, Leo. Thanks for being on the show, man. Nice to have you.
Big up, Leo. Big up, Chang.
Appreciate you, dog.
I appreciate you
Look at
guys.
this. We're all just punching our cameras.
We're punching each other.
Big up, guys.
So,
Hey, Leo.
Cobbers.
yeah.
You on the tequila tonight, brother?
What was that?
You on the tequila tonight, Cobber?
Nah, bro. That, you know what? That was just that was a one-off, right? Just kind of like our performance. So it was
Good
just,
on you.
it was just for that day. I was having a rough week, and it all accumulated with the Spurs doing us how they did, and yeah, I just thought, hey, why not, right? Fill the pineapple up with some tequila and pretend I'm on the beach.
There you go, dude. Did it work? Did you feel like you were on the beach?
Very exotic, my friend.
Didn't work. I felt good, but yeah, the pain was still down deeper inside.
Yeah, just pushes it down. But man, it is good. It's good to have you on.
It's taken me 2
good to have
days
you-
to get over this.
Yep.
Sorry,
It
Cole.
ruined my entire. No, I would say it ruined my entire day. Like it ruined my entire day for sure. I had a friend
I
over,
was so
Cosmic
tired
John,
off.
who's usually in the chat, and he watched the match with me, and I'm like teaching him like football and stuff, and that was not a good match to show him. That's for sure. It's like this is what you don't do,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
This is how
But
you-
we're
you
going to
don't-
bounce back.
Absolutely.
Chang, this season isn't long. It's a developing season.
Chang, you mentioned
It's
a back
the
three. Do you guys think that'll happen? Do you guys think that there's any chance that Ange plays with a back three?
No.
I don't either. I don't see it, Chang. I don't see it. But I mean, it could happen.
He has
I-
played with it. He has. We have seen it in
But never
glimpses.
started it off like
Yeah,
that.
but we haven't seen it like off the get go.
Yeah.
It almost looked like the third center back was CDM. The way it was kind of set up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Norman Lamont is in the house though, saying still as many as 10 more to move on. 2 windows needed. 100% agree. And then we've got another beautiful person joining in on the show as I read comments. It is, well, give me a thumbs up if you're ready, brother. He just turned his camera off. So 1 second. We'll wait and make sure it's ready. Okay. It's
Bum, bum, bum.
Dermatron.
Yay!
What is up,
Oh.
dude? Nice.
Done.
Hey man,
Big
What's
up,
up, buddy?
Dermot.
Welcome, my Irish Cobber.
How are you doing, Copper?
Good Cobber.
Good, Copper. How are we all
Yeah.
tonight? Are we all happy Spurs fans? Unhappy Spurs fans? How are we?
I mean,
I want to meet the happy
Positive.
Spurs fan.
Well,
Yeah.
you've got the delusional Spurs fan on here now.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I love it. I'd
the
rather
fellow
be
delusional
delusional
Spurs
than
fan too, then.
I'd rather be delusional than act like the sky is falling. You know what I mean? Those
yeah.
those types of fans are the worst.
Yeah.
We don't support. I don't know. It's like some people expect us to be Man City or never ever lose a match or always play to our fullest potential. It's just not going to happen. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. But there's, you know what I mean? There's
Not even
just
City.
mistakes to be made.
I've supported Tottenham now for 43 years nearly. I've seen it all. I've seen the ups. I've seen the downs. I've seen us win stuff. I've seen this nearly get relegated. I've seen it all.
Happy
And-
birthday, Bobby.
Oh yeah, big up, Bob.
Sorry,
Happy
I just
birthday.
wanted to say happy birthday to Bobby.
Yes, big up,
Happy
Bob.
birthday to
Happy
you,
birthday,
Mr.
Bobby.
Bobby Kang.
And do you know
Yeah,
what?
Bob,
Supporting Tottenham is a religion.
Mm.
You take the good with
It
the
is.
bad, and you just get on with it. I mean, all this baloney over the weekend with Ange out and all this. What the hell are people talking about? Give the man a chance. He's been there 7 months. I mean,
That's right.
I was lucky enough to vaguely remember us playing under Keith Birkinshaw, and he took us down, got us relegated, and took us back up again. Then what did he do?
Yeah.
Win 2 FA Cups and the UEFA Cup.
Yeah.
It got
Wow.
to give the man time to do the job. And when the players
That's
cross
right.
that line, it's the players' responsibilities on the pitch. It's
Yeah.
not the manager. The manager can only do so much.
Yeah.
So the players have to take a hard, good look at themselves and say, look, what can we do better? Where can we
Absolutely.
improve
Well,
as individuals? And stop blaming the managers because it is down to the players.
Yeah, and to kind of caveat what Dermot is saying, Ange does have new players that have been integrated into the team that are learning his philosophy, but yet we still have tons of players that are still kind of shadowed by that, just like that bad cloud, if you will, right? We still have tons of players that like I'll just go down the line. Ben Davies, for example, what an excellent servant of the club. Not the worst player, but not the best player on the pitch. Could we do better? Of course we could, right? And that's just with Ben Davies. Now I'll even go into the midfield and I'll say Højbjerg. Højbjerg is not the worst player we have, but he's not the best player. We just need to aim better and we need to get better type of players. And so the fact that we are where we're at, and now we got off to a flying start, and now we have a couple of bumps in the road. And I'm with you, Dermot. This Ange out stuff is like, it's almost embarrassing. Like, I feel like everybody and their grandma from other teams, fans and stuff, like they must be laughing at us because we start off so good, and everybody's worried that Tottenham, are the next big thing, and then a couple bad results, we get the suspensions and the injuries, and and now we're back into what we know as like a typical Tottenham season, right? We're out of the trophies, we're out of the league. Now we're fighting for, I guess, our pride and for a 4th place spot or whatever, and like that's gonna take time. That's gonna take tons of time. That's not gonna come with 7 months. And then I don't know how you guys feel about. There's like people had said Ange didn't look as comfortable, or he looked kind of, like he was elsewhere on Saturday. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, come on, man. Like,
I've had
at
it
the
with
end
the
of the
fucking
day-
body language experts too. You know what I mean? They're like,
Yeah.
he looked
let's give him the benefit of the doubt, and let's say he woke up on the wrong side of the bed because he might have some sort of problems because he's a freaking human being at the end of the day.
Leo,
Right?
he looked like an unhappy coach, mate, and he didn't have any answers. He was fuming inside.
Well, and that's going to take time, Cobber. That's going to take time.
Yeah.
We need to get shit out before we can bring. good
You have
stuff
a look in his press conferences. Don't look at what he says. Look at his eyes when he's looking directly at the journalist.
Yeah.
Right? He's got a stare that could freeze.
Oh,
The
thing about him, though, Copper-
I'm afraid of the guy. Yeah.
The thing about him, though, is he's a stand-up type of dude. He's going to tell
He
you
is.
how
He won't
feels.
throw us under the bus. He
He's
won't
not
throw
gonna-
the
yeah,
club,
he's not
and he
gonna let
won't
you-
throw
he's
the
not gonna-
players.
Exactly. Mourinho, an excellent winner, right? Tons of trophies.
Yeah.
What's the thing he does?
Terrible
He'll throw you under
loser.
the bus.
Mm.
He's
Yeah.
a shy person, right? We have
Yeah.
a good human being as in
That's
Ange.
right.
And when you're and I would like to think, you know, and I use myself as this example. If I want to be a better person, I want to hang out with better people. If I want to be rich, I want to hang out with people that have more money. If I want to be a bum, I'm going to hang out with bums, right? So this translates in all walks of life. It's not just the professional athletes, the professional coaches or professional figures or whatever, but they have
good
problems, they
human
have
beings
issues,
too.
and it translates all up and down the board.
That's right.
That's awesome.
For
Very,
sure.
very
I'm just really upset how people are so quick and like
flip flop in half a second.
Yeah.
Man's just the best coach ever.
We
now
call it
gotta get
dental
rid of
floss
Man.
over here because flip flops are always called thongs.
There you go. Okay.
I mean, you look
We
at
call
the great-
thongs a little something different.
You
Well,
look
look
at
who's
the
back,
managers.
everybody.
You look at the managers down the years. You look at the Brian Cloughs, the Alex Fergusons, the Kenny Dalglish. You look at the Bob Paisleys, the Joe Fagans. You look at all the greatest managers down the line, and what's one thing they have in common? They never throw players under the bus publicly. They always come out with something old. They're a bit diplomatic, but in the dressing room, they let them have it.
I mean, even Mourinho kind of did that. Even Mourinho kind of, you know what I mean, would protect the players a bit. He wasn't the throw the players under the bus type.
no, he would throw him under the bus though, Colin. He was the first
look
one to
what he
praise
did
him and
at
the first one
United.
to do that.
You look at what he did at first at Chelsea. He threw loads of players under the bus when he was at Chelsea. Man United,
Well, they probably needed
Milan, Real Madrid.
I always thought that he tried to do something kind of wild and like make it about himself. You know what I mean? It always seemed like he was trying to like. So
And
I mean,
Conte.
yeah, he did that, but yeah. Let's just say I'm super glad that he's not our manager any longer. Yeah, but with
And
Ange,
Angel
things are
saying
gonna take time.
himself, he still needs to learn. He's not the finished article after 27 years. And he's a young
Exactly. That's a
57
beautiful
year
thing.
old.
Yeah,
You
everyone's
know?
like, "Oh, he's too old. He's never managed in the top flight before." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, not everybody's AVB. Not everybody's Andre Villas-Boas managing, a top 6 team at the age of like 32 or however old he was." I mean,
Yeah.
it's-
So
Hey,
my
Whatever happened
cousin,
to him?
Just real
Whatever
quick,
happened to AVB?
have you guys seen his? They put out a little mini doc about him, and it's fucking
Yeah.
awesome, bro. He's a really
He walked
He
away.
went and did that
character.
car racing. I
Yep.
know he went and did that car race.
Yep.
Andre
Yeah, when he
Villas-Boas.
left Porto, was he at Porto or which one was he at? Porto, right?
He last managed Marseille in from 2019.
No, but when
to
he
2021.
won the big championships before,
Porto. Yeah, he was a
yeah,
Porto.
he said that he just didn't feel it. He just didn't feel the love for it after he left there, and he still went on to Chelsea and then to Spurs and then to different places. And you could tell like it just didn't translate. He hasn't really won much after that. He's won. Don't get me wrong, but if your heart's in it,
I don't
then,
think he likes
you're gonna win.
managing very much.
Yeah.
No.
He grew up with money,
that's
bro.
fine.
Like, he kind of just did it as like he just loved his team, which was Porto, and he wanted to win with them.
Did you know that he never played professional? Not even like he never played football at all beyond youth level. I just found that out. That's crazy. I know a lot of managers aren't good footballers, but just most of them you would have expected to have played beyond youth level. But crazy. I know Mourinho. I don't think Mourinho
Well, he's
did.
saying
He was
that
kind of
Ange had to
Mourinho's-
give it up. Yeah, Ange had to give up football because he had a degenerative knee.
Mm.
And that's why he went into managing.
Mm-hmm.
And he was Puskas' translator when Puskas was coaching Melbourne. I mean, to have a legend like that coaching a little suburban team, I mean, wow.
I bet they were all. Can you
It's a
imagine
lot.
how excited the entire town must have been? Everybody
Oh.
Everybody must have been excited.
Absolutely buzzing. But Ange is basically built, we had Terry Venables playing for the Oldie Reef. Carlton, bro. Was that a Carlton can there?
No, it's
Colorado Spurs.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Because Ange goes to Carlton in the Aussie rules. See, Ange
Oh,
was
yeah.
on, he'd do podcasts. And he'd link up with all managers from different sports, whether it be gridiron, whether it be Aussie rules. and
I
they're all
managed,
managers,
middle school
and
team. Maybe
coaches.
he'll be on.
So he's multifaceted with his thoughts on things. He's a very smart man, very intelligent.
Did you say he's on podcasts? Because I manage a middle school
He used to run a
soccer team.
podcast.
Let's get him
Like
on this
this.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Let's
think
get
he's
him on.
too busy, man.
Hey, Dermo,
One of these
you
days.
still there?
I'm still there. I'm listening.
Okay.
Relaxing.
Just
Chilling.
just a
Good
quick
on you, man.
just a quick
Big
question.
up, mate.
How, because you've seen far more managers than maybe all of us. Maybe I don't know if you and Jose are around the same age, but
I'm older.
typically you're older. Okay, well,
Yeah.
Not
so
by
first,
much. Not by much.
Not by much.
Not by much, Sheldon.
I reckon a fair few years, though. Trust me, honestly, I really am.
I
But
don't know.
of
How old
I
are you,
don't know. I
Jose? I'm
don't know.
54.
I'm older than you, David.
Of the
Well,
first,
you look about as old as me, mate. I must have had a hard life.
Hey, if you don't have having a hard life, that's what it's all about. You got to live. You
I
know.
had to
It's
step
about
away.
having a hard paper round. That's what
Yeah.
it is.
I had to step
Oh,
away.
geez.
Them fecking paper rounds.
I had to step away and deal with something from my daughter. So I've just come back, and we've got Leo and Dermot here. Big up, Leo and Dermot.
Brilliant.
Welcome to the panel.
Big up.
No problem.
Well done. And I've seen that Lee Smith says, Smithy, if you're a member, mate,
Jump
if you want
on,
to come
bro.
on, you got the link, come on. And Jazz, all my best thoughts go out to you. I've just read up
Big
everything
up,
that's been
Smithy,
said, so
man.
all my
Well
thoughts
said,
go out.
Norman, by the way. Can we put that
Yeah.
comment back up and comment
Yes,
on it?
sir.
Because
Yes,
you've
sir,
got a great
absolutely.
take, Jose, on this.
Speaking of members, Norman, you can hop on too, bro. The link is on the members or the community section of the Talking Ball page, my friend.
Did you guys?
I think in one of the to answer your point, David. I think in one of the shows that I did post the match, I turned around and I said that I don't know why, but we were under hitting passes. So the ball moved really slowly, and we seemed to underhit a lot of our passes, but Wolves didn't underhit their passes. So I don't know. It couldn't have been the pitch. So I can't explain as to why that happened. But like we said earlier on in the show, now that we have 2 weeks off, I'm hoping that Ange will give the players, if they need some time off, we'll give them some time off. But that we do train for 2 weeks solidly on deficiencies and improving areas of play.
Yes.
Before we play Palace is what I'm hoping.
Hey, can we let Chang answer this one too? Chang's got to leave in like 9 minutes, and I just want to get Chang's opinion on this comment here before he's got to go.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, do you agree? He's Norman saying that there was no Ange ball. We didn't press. Ball moved slow. We didn't track back. Would you agree? There wasn't much Ange ball played.
There wasn't much Ange ball on show on Saturday, but the one thing which I found rather strange, given how long it's been into this new rebuild, this new system that the players are trying to adapt to. On Saturday, when we took to the pitch against Wolves, for that first maybe 5-10 minutes, we looked to be back to business as usual for the players returning. But after that 10 minutes, for the rest of the entire first half, maybe only towards the end of the half, but for the next half hour or so, it would appear that the players that were playing on the pitch, it seemed like they were just only playing with each other for the very first time. Like we had brought in a whole new team from the January transfer window, and they were just only getting acclimatized and accustomed to each other's playing style. That's what I saw on Saturday. I don't know how you guys saw it, but the way they were building up, it was like, are you going this way? Are you going that way? Should I pass to you? Should I not pass to you? It was a lot of sidewards and backwards. That's what I saw. And this
passes
is usually
with
the
not
case.
enough mustard on them. You know what I mean? Short
This
passes.
is usually the case. Yes, exactly. This is usually the case with a team that's just trying to gel for the very first time. Players that are just only playing with each other for the very first time after being signed on or after having just joined the club. And I don't know exactly whether was this specific or very direct instructions for Big Ange himself to try to slow down the game, try to sort of like build up in very very slow spurts and not being so direct. The one thing which I found rather strange with all this, whatever took place or whatever was said behind the scenes in the dressing room, we don't have midweek football. We don't have another match this coming weekend. So what are the players trying to reserve themselves for? What are they trying to keep in the tank? They should have gone all out. They should have gone gung-ho. They should have really gone for the jugular. It's not like we have another match in 3 or 4 days' time, like a knockout competition, or even another match to look forward to this coming weekend. We are off for 2 more weeks. Yeah, and that is why I found it strange that it felt to me like the players were trying to reserve themselves for whatever it is that they were trying to keep in the tank for, but there was absolutely no need for that. So why didn't we just go all out in attack? Why didn't Big Ange just keep Richarlison on the pitch, bring on the likes of Werner or Johnson, and maybe go to two up top, maybe like a 4-4-2, go 2 up top and two wide wingers towards the end of the match, bringing Højbjerg on in the 18th minute. I think that really killed. Bringing Højbjerg on
is awful.
I disagree.
And taking Madison off.
I think they're on the fact that Højbjerg is gone in the summertime.
Yeah.
I think he wants to be gone.
I thought he said he was going to
play the system.
I wanted to ask Dermot. I wanted to ask Dermot on the Irish Hotspurs preview show that Dermot did with Senor Garcia.
Yeah.
Dermot, I believe you predicted something like a 4-0 victory prior to the...
Yeah, every week I predict a 3 or 4-0
No, we're not.
They don't call me delusional, Trump, for nothing.
No, I'm not trying to call you delusional.
I know that.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to call you or anything. I'm just trying to figure out what made you feel so positive going into that match, knowing that you didn't have our regular fullbacks at Big Ange's disposal, because everyone else, from Flat Cap Jack to Dave himself and also Senor Garcia, everyone was going for a rather tight affair, a very close kind of match.
You're joking. I went for 3-0, Chang.
Look at this. This is what I put this. I put this the day after the match. I made this the day of the match, or the day after the match, and we should be able to handle Wolves with our second choice fullbacks. We should be able to. We should.
Absolutely.
I did say, sorry, I did say on my own prediction on my own channel that will be our weak link to fullbacks. That's where we will get found out. Now, when I go on to Dave's and that, I'm always the same. I'm always optimistic. I was at the Brighton game the week before, so I was probably still on the high from that Brighton game. But no, I think we can beat anyone 4-0 any week.
I agree.
Because we're the best team in the world. And look, it's disappointing that we didn't win. I think Wolves are becoming our bogey side. We all have them, and it was just that day we didn't play well for whatever reason. I thought when Højbjerg came on, he did start spraying the passes around a little bit.
We were cities forever.
Yeah, and I thought he changed it a bit. I thought we were just too... I think we were too in our own selves, in our shells a bit, and against Wolves for some reason. And Ange looked pissed, and rightly pissed. But look... Yeah. I'm going to say the same next week. We're going to beat Palace 4-0. Might even go to 5-0. Who knows?
Hell yeah.
Do it.
Who's coming back? Jose will be able to tell us. Do you think they'll have players? I mean, they surely will. They had Elise was injured, and
Eze.
Both Eze and Elise were injured, and they got a point. I think against Everton. They're not going to be easy. It's not going to be an easy match, but I do think having Destiny will be good because they'll have a lot of pace. Destiny's got that recovery pace. Is anybody else not afraid of Palace?
Well, can I just say something before I say anything about Palace? There was this comment here about we should be able to handle Wolverhampton with their second choice fullbacks. I want to agree with you, and I want to believe that. The only reason I feel like we struggled with it is because our second string fullbacks and right backs have not been playing this type of unconventional position in the past. Our fullbacks are not really traditional fullbacks. They're moving in and up as high as Werner is, and as far as Johnson are on the wings. They're getting up there as well. So Ben Davies is definitely not the type of player you want to be getting up that high because he's not going to run back quick enough. So
He's slow.
as long
100%.
as long as you have second string left backs and right backs for this system, then I agree with you. But if you're trying to put a square peg into a round hole 2 days before match, or even up to the day, because Udogi and Poro were not doubts until maybe a day and a half, 2 days before the game.
Definitely
It was really fun,
yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah, I just feel like this game, like it just had bad juju off the get-go. One, because Wolves is kind of our bogey team. Let's just be real. Two, because like I just said, we had injuries to our two. Poro and Udogi have been clutch. They've been key for us all season long.
Yeah.
The way they're playing and the way they're inverting, they're the ones playing that position for a reason. Ange has instilled Poro. This was his first Premier League match that he hasn't played all season long. He's been the most consistent player out of all of them. So you're disrupting chemistry by a long mile once you take off your most consistent player, right? And Udogi has been arguably our second, third most consistent, right? He has been a hothead in some cases, but he's been key. He's getting up and scoring goals as well. He's contributing to that pass that leads to a goal, a created chance. But at the same time, he's getting back. He's getting back quicker than Davies is. So if we can get adequate second string fullbacks for this system, then I can definitely agree as to why that shouldn't have been an issue.
Bloody Mark, boys.
You made a good point. You made a really good point. And the fact that we were saying before the show, and I think you probably heard us say this, even though they're fullbacks on the team sheet, they're fullbacks in game. They don't really play as fullbacks.
They're not, bro.
Yeah.
That was all Jose.
Play very central.
I'm just repeating what Jose said. Basically, the only intelligent things I ever say are shit that Jose said that I just repeat.
They're playing more of a European style wing back.
Nobody put Cole in the corner.
They play more of one goes forward, one stays back, and then if one goes forward, you never see both of them going forward together. There's always a back three, always coverage at all times. And
so saying that, then would Dragoson be good on the right if Poro, because Poro's the one that looks like the one to miss out another week from the two with his muscular knock.
Yeah, he is.
Like Jose said. So Udogi plays forward a lot more, I suppose.
Yeah,
we've got Adrian's in the chat saying good evening all. And I've just posted links for two people. So sub to Leo at Mile High Hotspur, and also sub to Dermot at THFC Till I Die. So please go over, if you haven't done so already, please go over and subscribe to these two gentlemen.
And Alfel too.
We'll get
I'm not plugging my channel today. It's all about the members talk show. So let's deal with all the members first.
I'm just jealous.
No worries,
my works.
Hey guys,
sorry, gentlemen. Sorry to cut everyone, but I have to go to work now. It's been a pleasure. It's been an absolute pleasure being on this live members call-in show. I would be appearing in less than 12 hours from now again on Talk and Ball with Miss Ash.
No.
11
Eltel Cockerell, you're on tomorrow.
Oh, sorry, Eltel Cockerell. Yep, correct. Sorry. Oh my goodness! Thank you for correcting that. Correcting me there.
What was the middle bit?
On Eltel Cockerell in 12 hours from now with Miss Ash at 11 a.m. UK time. So if anyone's watching this, I will be back again with Miss Ash tomorrow, because it's not midnight yet. So yeah, I will be appearing tomorrow at 11 a.m. So thank you very much, everybody. You've been very, very accommodating. I will still be listening in on the show, despite me not being on the show. But have a great time. Have a great night, everybody. I look forward to seeing each and every single one of you on any show that you're doing. And come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Thank you very much, Chang. Big love, Chang.
Thanks,
Big love, Chang.
It's always a pleasure to have Chang on the show. Chang's one of a kind.
Such a nice dude. Such a nice dude.
He is.
And he really is. Yeah.
He'd do anything for anybody. I feel like too. Give you the shirt off his back.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
I'm about to have to jump
Well,
off
he's
as
got a lot of
well.
spirit.
Yeah,
Not
no,
right
you're
this
good.
second, but
Oh.
I got one thing that I wanted to say that I specific like it's come up so many times. The concept of having backups and things like that. To me,
Yeah.
and this opens up a can of worms a lot of times whenever I'm in chats and talking out, people get upset about this, but I don't think that we should ever be signing someone to sit on the bench. We need to be signing players that want to compete for the starting job. If you don't want to compete for that starting job, then your ass needs to be somewhere else.
I agree.
That's how you
Can't really
build
that's
depth.
arguments. People
That's how you-
are not with
Dude,
that or
people
what?
No, people are like, well, we need a backup for Vicario to sit back there and learn from him, or not just Vicario. I just picked a random dude, but
An
you know,
example,
to sit back there and learn behind him. And to me, that was what the whole Richie purchase was. We needed somebody to sit behind Kane. That's what a lot of the purchases have been. That's why we have so much dead weight. We have so much dead weight because we've been purchasing for the bench. Where you don't purchase for the bench because what happens when the starter leaves? Then you have a less quality person sticking up in that position. So you
Or we have
buy,
injuries.
yes, or we have injuries. You buy a Dragisin to challenge for that starting spot. I guarantee you he's pushing. That dude wants it. And you can tell it. And there's a lot of players that want it and they will get it if they're good enough. But if they're not good enough, then you know, we have a decent quality bench until we can sell them. But that's what's got to start happening. That rotation, going through, like purchasing players that we think can start. Maybe not today. And I'm not talking about, you know, the youth. I'm not talking about under 21. So I'm not talking about that at all. Like the Bergvall or the kid from Sweden, or the big tall center back that we got, the 16-year-old kid. I'm not talking about those type of purchases. Those are necessary, but I'm talking about, like, you know, well, we need so and so, or we need a I don't know, we need a backup to Madison. We don't need a backup to Madison. We need somebody that's going to push Madison.
We need
to
another
be better.
really good creative attacking midfielder.
Right.
That's what people should be saying. They shouldn't say a backup. They should just say another, and we should be getting a player that could potentially push them out of their spot. There's a lot of
I'm just passionate about it.
there's lots of like ifs and buts and coconuts in there because, like, you know, I think a team should always kind of rotate. I think that there should be rotation in teams. I think, and you know, you should be signing a player that could potentially play first team for you, like right then that day. You're right. Also, though, we seem to be a team that buys players with like potential, and it really works out for us sometimes to buy players with potential. And sometimes it doesn't.
Or we get the older players, like Denola when it's still brewing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look at City. They have quite a few players that are in and around 30 or even over 30, and then they have
KDB.
a whole bunch that are. Then they have a whole bunch that are KDB. Like I didn't realize he was even that old. Ederson, you know, like
because of his
Kyle
face,
Walker.
he's got the most baby face.
He's got a
I've
baby
ever
face.
seen person ever.
But then you have a bunch of guys that are in their mid-20s and then a bunch of kids, right? And the thing is, if you take City, you take their first 11, fully fit. Their first 11 are probably one of, if not the best first 11 in the world. Their second 11 is damn near close to the second best 11 in the world because they have built, granted, they've had however they want to have done it, whatever. That's a whole another story. But they have built this just rotation, not just rotation, this Rolodex of, who's next? They lose KDB.
But we can't do it overnight. You know? Like Man City wasn't built overnight.
I know.
They struggled, and I think, I'm with you, Nick. You know,
I don't expect us to have it overnight. I just think that's part of the reason why we're in the predicament we are right now is because of the.
I got told that you hardly ever get anyone in January. Now everyone's saying, we got to get this and we got to get that. Ange has always said, give me 4 summer windows to purchase people. And then you got the likes of Chelsea and Arsenal that have broken the transfer system with ridiculous player value. It's just mind-boggling.
I feel like, Cobber, honestly, I just feel like, and the way we live today in general is such a microwavable society where, like people just have such a short attention span and need everything
That's
so
right.
quick and at the drop of a dime. And
Yeah.
that works. That works when it's convenient for you, right? But when
Yeah.
it's not convenient for you, you're quick to want to change things up, right? And I
Yeah.
just feel that, like, look, it's gonna take time. And this
time.
is what Dermot doesn't want to hear this because he's been a fan for more than 40 years.
That's
He's
right.
right away.
I understand. Same here.
Yeah,
And I
same.
fully understand that.
There's fans that don't want to wait, and I for one understand that. But there's fans like myself that have been fans since 2010 that say, you know what, I haven't seen, but so not as much.
Can I just
I'm
say
willing
something
to-
there? Can I just say something there on that? I feel sorry for you. I've seen us win stuff. I've seen us
Yeah.
lift trophies.
Yeah.
I've seen us lift. In my lifetime, I've seen us lift 3 FA Cups, 2 League Cups, and a UEFA Cup.
Same here.
You
Same
haven't
here.
seen us lift a trophy.
But that's all right, man. I will.
Wait.
I will.
Like the top-
I
it's
haven't.
like-
I didn't see, but I was alive. I was alive for
Yeah.
one of them.
You
Yeah.
know, it's like the top tier here. We've seen it all. We could all together, 3 of us could probably write a book on what we've seen.
Did you know? Did you notice
Oh,
how
not like
that's
you,
the oldies on top and the youngies on bottom?
Oldies.
Yeah, I've noticed how you done that, you cheeky git. But you
I'm the
know, I
oldest
feel
down
sorry-
here.
Ageism.
Yeah, I'm
Ageism.
only 47, so I don't know where that takes me. I'm still young. Sod the lot.
I'm
You're
45.
the youngest
Come
in
on.
the top 3, Dan.
All right, all right,
Well,
all
I
right.
just-
And I'm the oldest in the show.
I'll change it. I'll change it. I'm
There you
older now.
Well, I'm about to be 45.
But I feel sorry for you guys because
Youngster Nick.
you've missed something that's so special. That is
Yeah.
it's so. I can't describe it how it feels.
Where? What? Where?
I don't
But-
know. I don't know. I
but-
can't describe how it feels to see your team
To
lift
win,
a trophy.
to win a trophy.
To see them go down the high road and live on that buzz for the whole summer. We're FA Cup winners, UEFA Cup winners. It's hard. I feel sorry for you.
It'll
guys,
happen.
and I really
It's
hope
gonna
you
it's
see
gonna
it
happen.
really soon.
And I know I sound deluded saying that, Dermot, but I really truly believe it's gonna happen soon.
Hey,
Next
when
season. I mean, I
Look,
thought it was gonna
but-
happen
but
this
my-
season.
my
But
thing
Lee
about
Smithy
it-
Smith, I got real quick. I gotta
Big
Leo,
up,
I gotta
Lee
hit the
Smith.
chat. So they're gonna pass. me
Hold
up.
on, hold on. First of all, let's go
Yes.
back to Chang. Chang has gifted 5
Yeah,
technical
he
What
did.
memberships.
a!
Big
I'll
up,
just go ahead,
Thank
Kurt. This is my show. What
Well
a fucking
done.
G! What
And
a
they've
G.
gone-
This is
They've
a certified G.
They've gone to Nita, Darren West, Top Spurs, Nick Brown, and Shanata, who I believe in his next comment, because he's also done his month membership comment, he says, "My parting gift to the people in the chat and the viewers who aren't already members, go on ahead and join the show in my stead now that you have memberships." Now, can I just point out that when you buy or when you gift out memberships, they go randomly. There's an algorithm and they go randomly. So the 5 people that it went to may not even be in the viewership at the moment. Yeah.
Darren's
So-
done very well off the free memberships, Jose. He got one off Derm's channel earlier on.
Okay. So,
So
Yeah.
big up,
I want-
Darren.
but what I'm saying is, when people gift memberships, it doesn't necessarily mean you can pick who you're giving it to.
No.
The algorithm will
Unfortunately,
go
I
and
thought
send
you
it to
could.
whoever. No, it
Okay.
doesn't. It goes out on the algorithm. So,
Yeah.
and
Gotcha.
Chris at Meta Football TV has said, "Amazing gesture, Chang."
Which
And
completely.
Smithy's just said, "I'm knackered, lads. Just wanted to make sure I said big up, Prue." Smithy,
Love you, Lee. You're a good
Smithy,
man.
how do I say skanks in British?
Skanks.
Thanks.
Yeah,
What-
just skank.
the-
Sorts.
Oh,
Sword.
what was the word? Sorts.
Sorts.
Yeah, he's just
Sorts.
been with some rough sorts, and he's tired. That's why he's so knackered.
I'm
you
just tired reading that he's been with
Wink.
Thought.
You can watch it with the milfs.
Yeah, that's why
nice.
there's the wink there.
But gentlemen, it's absolutely brilliant because
Give me
when
one.
he first
Yeah,
came
he's
on
a
the
good
show,
man.
he mentioned the word sorts on the show, and I asked Colin to read it out because I knew what it meant. And Colin read it out.
Yeah.
Colin was scratching his head, didn't know what was
Yeah.
going on.
Oh,
we
it's
had to
a
Here's
go
how
weird
into
I
sentence.
was
Colin.
called a
Little
good
weird
sort.
sentence.
Oh, he's a good sort.
Yeah.
Or
we
a
had to
good
explain-
Sheila.
After
I
Colin
get
read
it,
it out,
yeah.
we had to explain to Colin what sort meant. And every now and then, Lee throws in a comment with sorts, and
He
I
tries
always
to
have to
get
leave
me
that
to-
comment for Colin to read.
I read
Yes.
it through one time in like American English, and then I'm like, hold on,
There you
sentence
go,
doesn't
look,
make sense.
he says, "I'm more of a MILF man, lads."
That's
Vodka
right.
milk.
Lee.
All right, hey,
Vodka
bro.
and milk, baby.
Double
know-
is
you know
scary.
what you like. I think you should have good luck with the milfs. I would think. Let us know.
The problem with that is they're all my age now.
Colin, don't call your mum a good sort.
Oh, no,
I would never. I mean,
All right.
never say that.
Yeah, no, I would never say. But
Hey, fellas, for real, I gotta take off.
yeah,
Right, Nick, thank
Okay,
you
yeah.
very much for being on your Nick.
No problem.
Thank you for
Great to
supporting the
see
channel.
you.
It's great
Yeah,
having
fellow,
you on, mate.
it's been great. And then coming up
Good
too,
man.
Dermo has also got to pop off, right? Is that
Yeah, I got a
worries.
busy day tomorrow. I'm covering the
Bro.
afternoon session for the Formula One on my other channel, and as well on my own channel, and as well as
Dang,
doing
dude.
News Beat at 4.
Dermot,
So,
you have
yeah.
another channel.
Yeah,
I
I do,
subbed there, Derm.
Thank you very
I
much. I got
subbed on
an
your
F1
call.
channel.
got THFC F1 till we die.
okay? Sweet. Until I can get that up. I'm putting this up. Yeah, tell us a little bit about. I know you got to go, but just talk for a minute so I can get the link.
Yeah, well, THFC talk everything Tottenham, everything football, and then THFC F1 till we die is where all the Formula One stuff's going to be on now. As we grow the brand as THFC, we cover Formula One. We've now got an official partner as well on the channel, which I'm over the moon with, and also
Great,
we're in
great.
partnership with Full Time Sports Network as well, who are our YouTube partners, where we do a lot of joint streams and we do a lot of other sports, a lot of
How can
watch
people
alongs
find
for
your
other
page?
games and that. So
Yes,
A lot of fun, really.
Go and,
Feels
support,
like it.
go and support Dermot here at THFC Till I Die.
yeah, the link for
And
the F1 channel is on my
it'll
channel.
be there.
so
It'll
you
be
can-
there as well, so you'll be able
Yeah.
to find it. Dermot.
Yeah,
So-
good stuff. I'm gonna check this
Dermot,
out.
I've messaged you by the way because Eddie sent me your number. All right.
Yeah,
So
lovely.
message you.
And what I'll do is I'll send you the link tomorrow
Cool.
down for that.
All right,
Elto.
mate. No worries.
All right, thank you, lads.
Thank you very
Have a
much,
good
Dermot.
evening.
And yourself, mate.
Oh,
You take care,
Thank
my
you.
friend.
Cheers,
See
Dermot.
you, Colin.
Later, Dermot.
Cheers,
Come on.
cheers, Dermot. Hey, thanks, buddy. And here's the link to his other channel. It's an ugly link, but it'll take you there. That's how you can get to his F1 channel. The link works. I confirmed it, and I actually got it off of his YouTube page. So not my fault. But anyway, Dermot, I know if you're still listening, bud, we love you. Thanks again for being on the show.
Yeah.
And then there were four. And then there were four really good
Liverpool.
cobbers.
Chang tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Yes, I forgot there.
I went ahead and put that in there. You said you didn't want to plug your channel, but I snuck it in.
No, it's no, but
I
I can
snuck
see
it
what
in,
you've done
mate.
now. Yeah, I see what you've done now. Right, and there's the Formula
I'm
One.
cheeky. You would have called me a cheeky bastard. He wasn't wrong. That is
There's
absolutely what I am.
There's the Formula One channel. No, Dermot, thank you for coming on, mate. Thank you
Dude,
very much.
the show would be nothing. How do you do a member show if the members aren't on the show? So everybody, yeah, and now we've got 5 more members thanks to Chang. So this should be even bigger. It's grown each. This is only number 2. Well, I should have
Yeah,
put
but
that in the title too. This is member show number 2.
It's just how the cookie crumbles because when I was on Dermot's stream earlier on today, and I went on, said hello, said saying hello to people. David gifted out a membership, and I'm presuming, and it came to me, but there was another chap in there that was like, oh,
Ricardo.
yeah, it was and
He didn't understand it.
yeah, Dermot had to explain that David didn't send it to a person. It's automatically just.
No.
Oh, he was like, "Why are you?" Okay.
Yeah, because
We
I
couldn't
only
I mean, I
just
come on one, and there were a whole heap of trolls. I forget what channel I was on, and he ended up getting it. I was on Jacob's channel, and the troll ended up getting the membership. And I said, "Ah, bummer."
hey, shit. I mean, abuse of you if you're, if you're.
See,
if you're
I
into
don't know how it happens, but I was on Jacob's show once, and then I've not thought nothing about it. I left the show, ended the stream, went to bed or whatever. And the day after, I woke up and I had a Google email to say that I'd been gifted a membership.
That's probably from me. Really?
No. It was from somebody for Bajan Reds channel, who's a Liverpool supporter.
Oh, Beijing
And
Reds.
I'm like,
yeah.
but I've never ever been in his channel. But I got gifted a membership for Bajan Reds, and I've never been in his channel.
That almost seems like a mistake in the algorithm.
And because I got gifted it, I went, subscribed to the channel, and went to his channel and popped in and said hello because I've been given one. So I had to
That's
go and
right.
visit his channel.
Did
So-
you say though?
Yes.
Fuck Sadio Mane for that handball that he created. Did you say
I
that?
think
I
it's
would've
quite
said-
weird when you've got Eltel Cockerell with Tottenham Stadium picture going into your chat and it's all Bayesian. So Bayesian, right, are all West Indians who support Liverpool.
Yeah.
So they're the
Okay.
Bayesian Reds. So they all support Liverpool, and I'm
Maybe-
a Tottenham
maybe-
Hotspur supporter going into the chat.
Yeah.
They're cool
Maybe somebody
homies.
from-
They're cool homies.
somebody
I
from
know them
Ash-
guys.
No, they're nice guys. Yeah, they're nice
Yeah, they're
guys.
cool
I
homies.
bet you somebody from Ashes. That I don't know. That could
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
If you must.
You know
No, I'm just
how
kidding.
we've gone off about Romero being too aggressive and Udogi not being disciplined and that. If we had top-notch players to replace him off the bench, would we be as worried with that? Like we'd be able to, if they were on a yellow, because we had top-notch people on the bench to replace them, we'd be able to
Yeah.
make more.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Because I feel that Romero has just dipped,
If you had a
10%.
second Romero on the bench,
and
but you got Dragon.
and his game has suffered just a little bit because of it. Because he's got a
because he's trying to
second
be so
difficult
careful.
time. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, yeah, you're right. He needs to go out there and play and give it his all. And if he gets that first yellow, we
Because
just
I
sub.
remember playing Aussie rules, I got told to curb my aggressiveness because I was brought up to go in
You
for
should
the
have seen me
ball.
play.
You've got to go in real hard and you won't get hurt. Now, this
You
is free.
really- Man, I wish you guys could see me when I played soccer. It was so. Picture a big poofy curly red hair, because that's what I had, and I thought that was like my style. I'll find pictures. I promise. My mom made a big collage after I kind of got done playing of like me throughout the years and like progressing.
Oh, you should
Very
put
nice
that on.
Did you know you remind? Did you look like Shaggy from Scooby Doo?
I would have said Alexi Lalas.
Alexi
Yeah.
Lalas.
Alexi Lalas, yeah.
And I was like the most aggressive guy ever. Like,
One for you, Leo.
Oh man, I two-footed so many people.
That's my second channel.
And everybody was okay, but
That's a red light channel.
Look. Even Chris
actually Alexi
Matter
Lalas.
Football saying that you're actually Alexi Lalas as well. Look.
Well, my dad wasn't present in my life, so maybe it was him. I have to ask my mom. Was my dad actually Alexi Lawless?
Actually, with your beard, Colin, at the moment, you look like one of the Soggy Bottom boys. Man of constant sorrow.
Soggy Bottom boys. I'm gonna have to Google.
The Coen brothers. Oh, brother, where art thou?
Oh, okay.
He says, "Oh, Carlos Valderrama."
El Pibe.
Great movie.
But you guys should have seen. My junior year of high school, so like almost graduating, second to graduation, they got me to calm down, and I actually won the mental attitude award on my team because I didn't get any red cards that year after having previously gotten like 4. I don't know. Yeah, I was a tough player. I was a really, really good defender, but I insisted on playing in like a more forward position. I just wanted the spotlight and the glory. But if I'm honest with myself, I was way better, way better.
I played in an era. Where you used to smash people, and I'm talking.
I'm not even that old, but like I literally broke a kid's leg. They had to drive an ambulance on the field to pick this kid up. I'm not even kidding. They just drove it right up. We played in a field that was by a field. Like I'm from corn country, man. Like the country. I'm from the most like rural place. It doesn't really get any more rural. Like I live in the city now, but I'm 20 minutes away from being out in the boonies again. And like our fields, they literally drove an ambulance on the field to get this kid. Christian Goodrich is his name. Christian, if you're watching, I'm sorry that I broke your leg. We were friends before that, but not afterwards.
People that know me, and because I still play now, but people that have known me for years and years, have always said that I was a right on the pitch. And for what I used to do, I probably got about 8 yellows in 30 years or plus playing football. I've got 8 yellows and 1 red, and that's when you could really smash people. That's it.
Oh,
that's
okay.
That's when you could really smash people. But I used to scare the life out of referees because they wouldn't come near me after I made the tackles. They wouldn't come near me to give me the card. And my only ever red card came playing in the South American League. So I played in the South American League in London, where it was played on asphalt pitches at Clapham Common North, right? Where you had the supporters of Colo Colo, America, and teams like that. So all these South American teams, Independiente, you had Palmeiras, all these different teams. We had Necaxa or someone from Mexico.
Oh yeah,
right.
yeah.
So you had all team supporters, and they were affiliated to these teams, but based in London, and they funded them, so the kits were supplied by these South American teams. I played in the South American League, and that's the only time I ever got a red card. And when I got given the red card, the opposition team and their fans, because they were barbecuing, they came running after me with skewers.
Oh!
Oh my god, dang. You must have got him.
I was dusting. I was running around Clapham trying to get away from all these people running with skewers.
I have to tell
Jose,
one more. I
did
just
the
one more
referee
story.
speak Spanish, or was he only English speaking?
No, the referee spoke. They were South American as well, man.
Oh, you're
So
in
that's how
trouble
you
then.
got, that's how you got in the league.
It was South
hey,
American. South Americans are fanatical. They're lunatics, and
Yeah.
because they're very territorial about their own countries. So each team in the league represented the
The
club
country.
team from their country,
Yeah.
and that was it. I mean, I wasn't a South American, but I was brought in as one of the foreign players because you're allowed to play 3 foreign players in your squad, and I was brought in to play for one of the teams as a foreign player. Man, I had to run. It was my life. They chased me with skewers and I had to run.
I didn't have anything new. My only experience. So like I played, and like I said, also I have to pee really bad again for everybody in the whole world to know. But I played in on my school team, and one time I was there just kind of hanging out playing, and a bus full of like migrant workers came because like I said, I work in like a farming area. So there's like tons of migrant workers that come in like for the summer, do all the farming work, probably don't get paid near enough money. That's a whole other conversation. But so they were pulling up to play, and they all got out, and there was 22 people, to play an 11 on 11. And I was like, oh, I was going to play. And they were like, oh, you can play. And they literally made a guy quit and go sit back on the bus, which made me feel terrible. But I played with these guys, but I was in Converse. Like, it wasn't my plan to go out and actually play. I was in Converse, and it was fun. Like, I got pulled my pants down.
You played in Converse ankle trainers, or ankle sneakers, or whatever you want to call
Taylors.
them.
Chuck Taylors.
My, what? But the ankle ones.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you played in them playing football.
Yes. And they made me play.
If you turned up to play against me back in the day in a pair of them, we would have called you a Nancy and we would have gone to break your leg straight away if you turned up in Converse.
These guys pulled my pants down as I shot, and it went in. But this guy, the defender, couldn't get me, so he pulled my pants down, and then I was called a bitch many times. But
what was you playing, pantomime football or something?
See, when I was playing sports growing up, I played ice hockey, and it was really physical. I broke this kid's collarbone one time that went to my school. Yeah, and we were friends before that game, and we weren't friends afterwards.
It's like me and the kid in the leg. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was really good at Wayne Gretzky was like one of my heroes growing up, which is why I used the Wayne Gretzky on your show that one day for the 3 posters, is because I had posters of Wayne Gretzky up, and so I was really good, and I could have made it all the way through school with that, but I was afraid of flying, so I decided to decline any type of scholarship or anything like that for playing ice hockey for school.
Superb.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be mean to you.
I've got a question for David. Sorry, David, you said you played Aussie rules, didn't you?
Yes.
Did you ever have to replace any of your teeth?
No, but
because I know you wear gum shields. You wear gum shields and that, but that's a really physical sport.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah, you got to wear your gum shields.
It's a lot different now, but they're a lot quicker, the players now. Like, the game is just flat out. There's no offside. You can get taken out anywhere, which way, legally. But there was a lot of shirt fronting when a man's over the ball and you go right through, because he'd do the same thing to you. But a lot of skill, a lot of, not so much now, and I think you find it with the soccer nowadays, they just rely on their dominant feet. Their dominant foot. They can't play both sides.
Yeah.
And that frustrates me with Kulu and that. I mean, yeah. But the biggest feeling is when you go up for a mark and you ride on someone's shoulders and then you get the lift off those shoulders. You could be 10 foot in the air.
Yeah.
And then thinking, how the heck am I going to land?
Yeah. I know it's a rough game, all right. I've seen
But
it.
I've
I've seen
done
it play. It's a
shoulders.
rough game.
There's a lot of shoulders and ACLs done. And a lot of the ACLs, like, remember Bentancur had that awesome game against Aston Villa until Cash took him out?
Yeah.
A lot of, in the Aussie rules, the first game back, they play brilliant. And then they get a knock and it sets them back on their heels.
Yeah.
And it'll take 6 months to he'll get back, Bentancur. He just,
Yeah, he will do.
yeah.
He will do. He's the best player.
Yeah.
He's. I can't wait. I can't say
He's
enough about him.
phenomenal.
He's brilliant. For me, he's
Yeah.
Can I show? I'm gonna show cover my tattoo.
What's that, brother?
That's a
My
king. Isn't
tattoo.
it? King.
That's
Yeah.
a king?
Oh,
King, yeah, the king. That's what I was going to say. It looks like the king from the crown and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tottenham Hotspurs, the cockerel.
Awesome, cover. Do you know, I was in the Navy for 3 years and I didn't get one tattoo, Leo.
Tottenham as well on his forearm.
Yeah. I'm gonna get them all. I'm
Awesome.
gonna do more.
Yeah.
But I was
I'm
just
going to have to
thinking.
come on your show sometime and say, g'day, Leo.
Yeah, well, yeah, we'll rap about that. Yeah, for sure. But what I would say is, I never wear short sleeves because I work outside, and it's either
Yeah.
cold and I'm bundled up, or I don't want to get sunburned, so I wear the sleeves. And so
That's
anytime
right.
when I'm chilling at home and stuff like that, and I'm able to wear short sleeves, I enjoy it, man. I even lotion up my hands a little bit more so my tattoos are a little bit shinier and go outside walking around because. Yeah, I mean, it's fun to. I enjoy it.
Funny, when I was in the Navy, Leo. Mum and
Look at that.
Kirikesh. Oh yes, if you got a black Kirikesh tattoo of that time that he flicked the ball over
Yeah,
himself.
but I think he's going for the amount of letters in the surnames.
Pavlyuchenko wins by far.
never
I have
tried
his first, I have his
never
first
tried
tattoo.
to
Leo.
tattoo a misspelling, the misspellings on your back or whatever. That'd really worry me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's why I don't have any words. I just have.
Or
The
you get an
old
Indonesian
crest.
tattoo and it's not what you think it is. What?
Somebody doesn't like you. The tattoo person just doesn't like you, just straight up. They're just like, you know what? Fuck this guy. I don't know.
I heard a
bet that's-
funny. I heard a
happened.
funny meme one time, and this is not a go at anybody. You know how a lot of people from this side of the world get like they'll get like a Hebrew tattoo, a word in Hebrew, or they'll get like a word in any type of other language, right?
Latin.
Any type of other. And I seen one that like, do you think people from over there get words in English, right, tattooed on them? It just made me laugh. I was like, yeah, I started thinking about, yeah, you think, somebody
Well,
will end up
KPM's a popular one over here. Caesar Day.
Hold on a second. From Lee Smithy Smith himself, he said tattoos are overrated, homie.
Yeah. Don't get any,
I don't
bro.
even-
If you don't have any, don't get any.
Do you know what? Wasn't he going to bed about half an hour ago?
Yeah, he's laying in bed probably. Lee,
Yeah,
you
he's
laying
going
in
to say
bed?
he messaged about
Oh,
half
Oh,
an
I
hour.
reckon he's got a MILF. He's got a
He
MILF.
does. That's
Yeah.
what's up.
That's
There's-
why
there's
he ain't going to
definitely
bed right
a
now.
Cox-
It's either
There's
that or
definitely
he's
a
confusing
Cox
us for MILFs.
Can you shut up?
Yeah.
I'm surprised he's got any blood in his extremities to be able to type.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bloody cold over there at the moment.
I'm sure. But yeah, and then Talking Beer says, don't forget to like and subscribe. Yeah. And
What's the
guys,
how
you can
many
go-
subs have you got, Colin? Is it over 1,000?
No, it's a high number though. It's definitely not low, but it's
You're almost there, homie.
948.
948. Yeah, 948.
Well, there's been a couple since I looked, so we'll get there, mate.
Yeah, it's a slow climb, but I like this slow climb because the people I'm getting in are really cool and fun and interactive.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
right.
what you're looking for.
Yeah, it's about having the right. It's about having the right people in your chat and the right, and people getting to know each other and building that community hub.
I don't have.
type
There's
thing.
not like a single dickhead really in our chats ever. Have you noticed that?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
most
one of the
channels
major
get, like, a
reasons
rude person.
why I give memberships is to help. channels that
Yeah.
I rate to grow.
You're a good man. Thanks.
It's
Yeah,
not
we truly
Big
appreciate
one
it.
up or anything like that. Not at all. Just like
Yeah.
Shang.
We truly appreciate you, sir. You're a wonderful
Well, we
person all around.
appreciate
Not just because of this. This is just a small reason why you're so cool.
We've been looking forward to having you today because we knew you were going to come on, and that's why we have to alternate the shows. So we have to do one at 4 and then we have to do one at 10 p.m. and then it'll be back to 4 p.m.
That's
back to
awesome.
10. Well, we knew that you'd be around for this one because we're not expecting you to be around for a 4 o'clock one because for you it'd be midnight.
You never know, though, with my sleep pattern, Jose.
But we knew you'd be around for this one, so we were looking forward to you for this one. We were looking forward to you, and we knew as soon as we announced that we were doing a 10 p.m. one, we knew straight away David Shear's going to be there. We knew that, and we were looking forward
it's
to
rap.
it.
Just like when I debuted with Colin Alley. It's just awesome to say good day to people rather than type things out.
But yeah, it is.
Because you can get a lot of things out of context. Just typing.
As well, I do remember
definitely
watching you in your early days and early appearances. And it was brilliant because someone would talk to you and you were talking and then there was a delay when you talk back again, and your Wi-Fi is absolutely brilliant now. You've got professional Wi-Fi at the moment because it's much better than the
good.
early.
Yeah. Well, I'm such a technophobe, Jose. I had it on my Telstra Wi-Fi, and I've just changed it over to my to the house one. That's all I've done. It's great.
It's brilliant because now we can talk to you simultaneously without the delays and the gaps and stuff like that.
I kind of like the delays.
Oh, but it's not just you. Who's the other one? Tigaro.
All the smoke breaks.
Tigaro, when he first used to come on, when I used to see Tigaro come on to shows as well.
He's a top man, Tigaro.
Yeah, he's a nice fella. But he had the same problem. He would go on to shows and there'd be a delay and a lag. But then he sorted it out as well, Tigaro. I don't know what he did, but he sorted it out. And he's been superb to come on as well, Tigaro. He's good man.
Yeah. But Leo,
I'd love to meet
Leo doing that shout out for his Colorado Spurs, showing the bar scenes and everything. I loved it. Yeah, it was.
Chris was kind of having a pop at you, Dave. I love it. He says, "Welcome to the first world." Dave.
Yeah, we're pretty backward down here, man.
Hey, it's all England's fault. Everything.
We're rednecks here.
We're rednecks where I live, for real, though. So you got to watch out. I think of myself as like just barely above white trash, or maybe just a little bit white trash. But I love it. I love who I am. But anyway, so I have a question.
Yeah.
I love everyone as long as they treat everyone equally the way they want to be treated. That's how I live my life.
He likes your humour. Look, haha, good man. He likes your humour.
Chris is a good dude, and I knew they'd get along.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I wanted to ask you fellas, who do you think, players that you know? My knowledge of like players, I used to know so many players for so many different teams. And lately, I just have been really busy, and so I haven't been able to follow all football. And Spurs is kind of I have enough time for Spurs, but like I used to watch every team in the league and every game every weekend. I just don't have time now. Who would you say out of players you know that's the best for Andrew's system? And if maybe I won't know him, I might have to Danny Rose him. But
just before you answer this for him, look at this from Talking Beer.
That's dope.
That's awesome.
Superb.
Yes.
Superb.
Yes.
Thanks, Nick. That's nice. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
Big
Nick, you created a good one.
Yo, can I go ahead and go first with this one real quick? I honestly would prefer that we don't sign a big name. One, because it is then going to add to the pressure that the person's going to come into, right? We're going to get an Anthony. We may or may not, I guess. Let me just rephrase that. There's chances we can get an Anthony. There's chances we can get, a flop. It's either a $10,000 or it's a zonk. You never know, right? Like how they say on Let's Make a Deal. So I prefer Ange to pick, and like the whole Johan Lange and Big Ange partnership to pick players, that are suited for this team, which I don't even know of. Right? That's how Diamond D of the
I think
rough
that
I
was the
want them to
plan.
go look for.
That was the plan, I think, with Ange.
Well, and I
was
think-
supposed
I
to be
mean-
his knowledge of other markets.
Well, but we don't
And I
know
want
that
Gallagher.
hasn't been done. We don't know that hasn't been done because it's only been this season. Well,
Exactly.
Summer,
That's another
if
good
you
thing.
can really consider summer his transfer window, his first real transfer window would have been this January one, which he did okay for it being a mid-season transfer window. And now
And he doesn't
he's
have control. The transfer window is not his responsibility.
no,
Like, he
it's
doesn't
not
have
his, bro. He can only do
But
what he
Ange
can with what he
forward
has.
the list.
So
anybody
I-
that's
Well,
mad at
Ange
Ange.
coming-
Anybody that's mad at Ange, he's punched in the freaking eye.
Ange
That's
come in
so
July
stupid.
the 1st, and he's dealing with an absolute basket case of a pre-season. Whoever's idea it was to bring in a new manager to implement a new thing, it was just crazy. You watching
Chris,
this
Football TV.
sometime, Ange will have a lot more say in the transfer window.
Yeah. Well, and they're gonna have their whole system in place where they're doing this whole science and sports things where they're using data-led, information to kind of scout these players, and it's not. It might be a hit or miss type of situation, but it does work, and when you hit it good. So I just feel like if we can literally do our homework right on the first time and get it done, it would by far for me be a better outcome than to spend money on this established name that may or may not already be Premier League proven, that may or may not even be able to hack it in the Premier League. So I just feel like if we can get players that are going to be suited to play Ange ball, which I agree with what Cobber said earlier at the beginning of the show, is Ange ball. It's the Ange system because it is a system. It needs to be, there's
System and a
sometimes in the
culture as
chat
well.
the motor needs to be greased. However way you want to, use the analogy. But at the end of the day, is get Ange the players he wants. If he wants a no name, bring him a no name, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, look at Kyogi and Kyojo. Look at Kyojo, Karte, and Jota. They were good for his system up at Celtic. I mean, he transformed that club. He bought in 14
Guys,
See, and now that's a good example, Cobber, with Jota from Celtic. Now Ange in the summertime will have been in the Premier League for a year. He will have seen what it takes to be in the Premier League. He will know if Brian Hill's going to be able to play in the Premier League by come summertime. He's going to be able to know if Brendan Johnson's going to be a long-time suitor. He's going to be able to tell if Sonny's feet are going to last for another 2 more years.
Werner's going to be good.
Dragusin is going to be a starter next season, or if Romero will be, or whoever.
That's right. And that's why he wants his system. That's why he wants
is a good enough trial for Ange, and so if he wants to do what he needs to do this season, I'm totally okay with it. Like has been the theme of like what I'm trying to say this whole week is it's a growing pain process. It's all good. Like it's gonna happen. So I just feel that just let the man cook and let the people behind the scenes do what they got to do. We do not have our best 11, and we're not going to have that probably for maybe a year and a half, if I'm honest with you.
I like your honesty. No, I like your honesty. I think next year things will start to change. I think we'll see a change next season.
They're going to, bro. They're going to.
Yeah. Players that have been here for a long time will be gone. Hey, what happened to testimonials? Do players not get those anymore?
No wonder.
They don't play for 10 years for one club anymore, do they? So they don't generally get them anymore.
We had a couple.
Davies will get one.
I got a quick.
Do you know who I would have loved to have been in Ange's system?
Who's that?
Go on.
One who absolutely wrecked his knee, Sandro.
Yeah.
Sandro
I was
was
at
beast.
Dembele. I was going to guess Dembele.
I really liked him as a player until he blew his knee out. He was just brilliant.
He's still young. I think he's the same age as me. I think
He's one of my
he
favorite
looks-
Spurs players, and he was a short.
jealous.
He was a player for not too long.
No, only about 100
He's
games or
just
something.
getting ladies. He's
Yeah.
just getting ladies and living in Brazil now.
Hanging out with
Andy.
Lee Smith over there.
So you've answered this, Leo, already. Did you answer this, David?
I'd like to see Morgan Gibbs White.
Okay.
but I don't want to see us have to pay 50 million for him. 30 million, I reckon, is really good, and maybe offload Hill as a sweetener.
What about you,
Yeah.
Carl? Who do you think is perfect for the system, or you're asking us the question because you said you're not kept
Well,
up
if it
with all
was-
the players?
I was gonna say if it was a couple of years ago, you know who I would really want for this system would be Wilfred Zaha. I know that he's like 100 now and plays in Turkey and isn't any good anymore, but I think
He is.
Zaha
No,
would have been a
he still can play. He can still play, mate. God, he
Really?
can still
Playing in
play.
Turkey.
Yeah.
Can Eze play on the wing?
I think Zaha would be
can
sweet.
play left, can play left, can play right, can play down the centre, can play anywhere.
He's
I've always thought he was a good player. I know that there's
and homies, I have a really big feeling that the players we bring in are going to be they're going to be versatile along the front three, along the back
And
four, or along the middle. We're not going to get this one-minded pony anymore. We're going to get versatility.
Well, see, that's why Adebayo and not Adebayo, the Fulham centre back. That's why I was so hoping that he'd come in, and also Lloyd Kelly.
Yeah,
So-
you and your mate and Chang both wanted Lloyd Kelly.
Right, for me,
Yeah.
the way that I'd answer this, right, question that you've posed, right, is now with football's changed, right? Because we can all turn around and say, well, we think this player, that player, the other player. But every team now plays systems. And because they play systems, a lot of these teams are going down data-driven models and picking players that are exactly perfect fit for the system that you want to play. So some of the players that we've bought at Tottenham, we've never heard of them. Night or day, we didn't know nothing about them until we signed them. And there's other players that have gone to other clubs that we didn't know nothing about. They've signed for other clubs as well. So it's difficult to say who would you want, who's the perfect player for Andy's system. But what I will say to answer this, my response would be, I'd have any player that improves the first team. That's what I'd have. Not someone that's going to come and warm the bench, someone that improves the first team. So if we brought 6 players in, I want all 6 to improve the first team.
How mad would you guys be if we brought in Wilfred Zaha? If we brought in Wilfred Zaha, how would you be mad?
Zaha would be brilliant. I don't want to Vlahovic, the striker in the La Liga.
Yeah, in Italy, Juventus.
Yeah, or an Osman.
He
Because
seems
they're going to
limited.
come here and think they're King Dick, and they're going to upset the.
I don't rate Osman.
No,
I
nor do
don't
I.
know.
Dongs around.
You know who I reckon give him time? That Valise. He looks like a good player.
Do you know what
Don't tell Jose that too many times. Jose loves Valise.
Nah, but the thing I find weird about Valise, right, he's gone to Sevilla on loan, right?
Yeah.
But Sevilla have got El Nesri up front, and El Nesri, I've never seen El Nesri lose a ball in the air. And I was saying this to Colin earlier or the other day. I said I've never seen El Nesri lose a ball in the air, and El Nesri is absolutely superb. He might be the only striker that they've got, and that's why they brought Villas in, because you can't keep playing the same player all the time. But
That's why he's learning off him.
yeah, but Villas, I think Villas will end up being a top player anyway. I've said this all along. I really do. I rate Villas.
Same here.
I rate Villas. So,
He's got something. There's something about him. I don't know what exactly it is.
But
he does have a
David's
little-
on. So David's here. So I wanted to ask David a question, right? Because David, this is your part of the world. You'll understand it more than me, right?
Yeah.
So how far? Because South Korea's in Asia, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Tottenham have now announced that they're going on tour to Asia again in 2024.
Oh, you're
right?
kidding me.
Yeah, they're going to South Korea, right? Tottenham went to
Money.
Australia. Tottenham went to Australia and Asia last summer, and the game against Leicester on the 23rd of July in Thailand was called off.
Yeah.
And then we ended up going to Singapore 3 days later to play against the Lions City Sailors. So we had a really substandard pre-season, with the games.
Yeah.
That's about
that we
an
play.
When is that South Korea game? The game in South Korea? I got to look it up because I think I'm going to try to.
No, all they've announced at the moment is that they're going there in 2024 for the pre-season.
I think I'm going to try to go.
We're definitely playing Bayern Munich in one of the games. But what I was going to say, I don't know how far Thailand is from South Korea.
Well, China's a huge place. Well, Singapore is Bali's a 6-hour, 4-hour flight from Perth, so you could probably add on another 3 hours. But it's the same time zone, and I think South Korea is just ahead of us. They're more like New Zealand's time zone.
Okay.
But it's about 10,000 kilometres away.
Yeah, but what I'm thinking is if we went on a pre-season tour last season and games were called off because we've gone at the wrong time of the year and they knew about this, then
they're doing it again.
Then is South Korea going to be the wrong time of the year to go to South Korea? Because if it is, what are we doing? Are we going to look after our team, or are we just still chasing the dollars?
I don't think South Korea will have the heat of Thailand. So it's north of the equator, whereas Thailand and Singapore are smack bang right on the equator.
Right. Okay. That's
I'm trying to see what it cost me for a ticket to go to this
match. But the money. I'm disgusted to hear that. Actually, that's just to the whole Harry Kane Hotspur thing. Is that they'd be better off playing? Just sitting here and consolidating our team.
Yeah. So
but
Chris,
I hope that anyone that's interested in transfers or anything, I hope they're all back doing what Ange wants, because that's not what happened.
Yeah. So Chris, to answer your question, through work, I'm very good at making statements. And I'm very good getting past without giving too much away. That's what
right.
I do.
You drag it out of
very diplomatic.
That's what I do for a living, Chris. So therefore, that's the answer you're going to get from me. And then also, Chris has looked at it, says it's 2,150 miles from South Korea to Thailand.
Well, there you go.
All the knowledge, Chris.
Thank
you.
Netta.
We appreciate you, Chris.
So to me, I was just interested in the fact that we're going back to Asia again this summer. It was only announced today or yesterday, and I know Bayern's one of the games because it's been tied in with the Kane deal.
Are there chances
to the United States?
A lot of South Korean players and
Is there a
Japan
chance to
players.
bring in more Koreans?
There's every chance in the world, isn't there?
Yeah.
I think
I can understand it from that respect.
I think that we might try to nab somebody that from the Korean
Hey,
national
Wang?
team. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, Wang Hee-chan.
Yeah, but isn't he like 29 years old or something already? Because Tottenham
No,
look like
he's
they're going down.
27 or something.
Oh, is he?
He's
Because
27. But Wolves, have you seen Wolvesy Finland in the channels?
Yeah, Wolves FI. Yeah.
He told me that Neto will be something like 70 million, but Chang is something like 30 million.
I've got a feeling, David, and I've said this for a while now, since people started coming out with who was going to get threatened by FFP and whatnot, right? People have to balance their books by the 30th of June this year. And then the announcements for that will come in the beginning, in January of next year, right? And lots of money wasn't spent in the winter transfer window, right?
No, 76 million.
It wasn't much at all. So for me, the fact. Oh, there we go. Sorry. Right. So for me, the fact that monies haven't been spent, I think people are waiting to see what happens with FFP, because two teams have admitted guilt. Right, in Forest and Everton, they've admitted guilt, but there's other teams yet to be charged by the Premiership for last year. So therefore,
can we talk about the Jermaine Defoe stuff?
So the ones that are in danger, they're going to want to make sales, right? So like last year we bought, or the year before we bought Richarlison, right? And someone said in someone's chat the other day. you can't do deals before the end of the season. And I said, you can do deals. And this is where you type in things. I can explain it better because I have to type my responses. You can do deals. If the clubs agree to let you talk to each other and your agents are in agreement, you can talk and make a deal with a club now, but your deal will not be announced till the 1st of July. Because on the 1st of July, contracts all end on the 30th of June. So the 1st of July is when you can go to a new club. But what we did with Richarlison, it was announced pre-July, because then they could, although we didn't have to pay them a penny till the 1st of July, they could then put that on their books that they'd sold Richarlison and they'd got 60 million for him. And that's how Everton tried to get away with the FFP, but we didn't get Richarlison till the 1st of July. So
one of the reasons Jose, is why I don't want Gallagher.
Right, so at the end, by the end of this season, or even from now, David and Leo, from now, people can start talking to each other and that.
Yeah.
But you cannot move. Paperwork cannot be signed till the 1st of July. But you can make deals, so you put it on your books for the 30th of June to avoid FFP. So therefore, these people like your Morgan Gibbs Whites, if Forest are going to be in trouble, right, Forest will not be getting 50 million from Morgan Gibbs White, because what will happen is let's say a club goes in for Morgan Gibbs White and Forest want 50 million for him. What they will do is the club that is offering the money will not buy him, and they'll leave it, and as close as the 30th of June comes, they're going to need to make a sale, so they're going to drop their price to get the money in by June. And that's what happened to Forest. Forest didn't sell Brennan Johnson till towards the sometime in August, but the FFP books closed in June. So had they accepted the bid from Brentford in June, they could have sold him, put that money onto FFP. They would have got caught for it, but they waited and hung out and waited, and now they're using
because we were going to pay more or what?
Well, regardless of paying more or not, their excuse is that they waited till August. But if you know that the rules are that you've got to balance your books by the 30th of June,
it sounds like they fucked up.
How can your defence be? Yeah, but we were waiting till August because we were trying to see whether we could get more money. It's not a defence.
No, it's
the range comes from July 1st. So, hence us getting. That's why I reckon Van der Ven was a Ange signing, and also Johnson.
I heard
because it took so long for us to get the players. It was running around Asia and Australia.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm surprised we're going to South Korea. I mean, it makes sense because of a marketing era, but God, I think we got the marketing down pat.
Yeah.
It's all about that. It's all about that money.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see.
It is. But Morgan Gibbs White, I reckon, will be very good. But Gallagher, no, thank you. He doesn't want to come here.
This is why we're going to Korea.
Yeah, bloody late.
Do you know what? I'll be right. He's done some good things. He's done some bad things. And
exactly. I had a banner, but it's way too controversial. But I'll put it up for a second because I don't care.
But he's had to also deal with oligarchs and that too.
At the end of the day, what we got to look at, and what we have to look at is that at the end of the day, it's not about Levy. Levy doesn't come on the pitch and lace his boots up and go and play the game. It's down to the players. Yeah, it's down to the players. So it's no one. People keep blaming Levy, but it's not. It's down to the players on the pitch who play the game. Look who we've got. Dry roasted peanuts.
We both brought it up. That's hilarious.
Hey, dry roasted.
You've
Good
got
Swan
is a PR captain, not a captain on the pitch who's going to fear Son.
Guys, we got to start that and talk about it a bit. Yeah.
Since when has
someone mentioned that Unknown is a troll from South America, so he loves Richie. He was on a channel and very
Since when has a left winger been a good captain?
But good to see Unknown.
You got just the harmless potatoes here.
Hey, you're a member. This is a fucking member show, dog. You can come and be on the show.
Come on, spud.
And then he says, fantastic panel you got there. Just the harmless potato. This is a members show. So the reason why we've got people on here is because they're members. The link is in the community section. Hit the link. Come on. Have your say. Like everybody else. Have your say.
Show us your business. please God, keep your pants on.
My homies,
Home dog.
I do got to run though.
Leo's
guys.
bouncing.
Yeah,
Leo's
I
got
got
bouncing.
you
you very
guys
much.
let me on.
Thank you very much.
Leo.
Leo.
Dude, it's been a pleasure, Leo.
Albert.
Cheers, brother.
Love you, Colorado Spurs. Go and subscribe.
Yeah, go and enjoy Colorado for me, okay? Since I can't.
Yeah.
Big up, my
You're a good
homies.
man, Leo.
Be safe. Appreciate you guys.
Kansas
Yeah,
sucks.
take care, mate.
Kansas is the worst state.
Thanks, brother.
See you later. Ciao. And then you've got
another
just a harmless potato saying big up to you, David.
Yeah, dude. Just a harmless potato.
I just can't be bothered
You
typing
turn your
out
camera off.
customers potato, so I just call them Spud. G'day, Spud.
Yeah, exactly.
It says
Right,
nobody calls out the big stars and blames the likes of Richie, you ungrateful lot. When Son's been out, Richie has stepped up. Since Son has been back, Spurs results have gone backwards.
Well, no,
What did I say about anybody? I literally haven't said shit. So, I mean, I haven't said anything about anybody yet. I don't know.
I love
Unknown.
all their
You're
players.
assuming things about me unknown.
So,
Unknown.
That's
I think
the
everybody.
difference,
I think if you've watched me on any of the channels, what I've said about Richie is that Richie, I questioned whether he had a Brazilian passport. I really did,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he didn't look the right type of player, and
well,
obviously
we were
it's all come.
speaking it up.
Yeah, but obviously it's all come out in the wash that he had some mental health issues going on. He had
As
an
soon as I
injury.
heard that,
Yeah, he had an injury that he was carrying as well, and it was decided the best thing to do was run a procedure over his injury that would make him not be in pain and restricted. And as
Yeah.
soon as they've done that, we have seen the fruits of that in what Richie has
And yet-
done. And Richie's flown. Richie's flown. We've got nothing. I've got nothing but respect for the guy, because he was getting pelters from left, right, and centre. He's gone.
but he took ownership on his own back with his mental health, and that is big kudos. That's just awesome.
I'm a
So-
big,
Can I just put in there? I know where Unknown's coming from, because since Richie scored 10 goals this year, now all of a sudden everyone said, oh, they're only tap-ins. But then when he scored those 2 goals against Everton, I thought, okay, well, what's your next excuse?
Yeah,
Because they were pretty good.
it's like with Kane. Remember when everyone, it was Kane Kane was a one-season wonder, or Kane,
Yeah.
there was always.
Well, Levy wanted to sell him for £600,000.
yeah.
Yeah,
And then you've got just harmless potatoes saying, "Not thank you, but not tonight, guys. I'll keep the chat running." Wee.
Good on you, Spud.
Unknown. I'm not a troll. I just don't think it's Richie's fault that your team can't defend goals. Ain't the issue. It's your defence. And Chris is saying Richarlison isn't cut out to be a good EPL player. He'd do great in France. And Unknown is saying Son's finished because Son suits a counter-attack team. It remains to be
there's
seen.
a lot to unpack there in those
Yeah,
comments.
There's many ways to skin a cat, like we all say. At the end of the day,
I do it mostly. I start at the tail, and then I work my way down the cat.
Fair enough. At the end of the day, the way to look at this is that we are definitely in a rebuild. I say to people, and I'll say to anybody that listens to me, is look at our squad that finished last season, and look at the squad we've got now after 2 transfer windows. It's night and day. The squads are night and day already. Yes, more has to change, and I'm sure that in the fullness of time, with more transfer windows, more will change. And we will, if you want to give the manager a chance, you've got to give him the tools that he needs. And the tools that he needs are going to be the players that he wants. He's made his mind up. Let's not kid ourselves. Ange knows who he wants and who he doesn't want. He's made his decisions already, right? So he knows.
Incorrect rules, not incorrect tactics. He doesn't
You've
have
got it
his
there
tools
already.
yet.
You've got it there already. Ange, incorrect
doesn't
tools or incorrect tactics. You're ready for the show, aren't you, Cole? You had everything ready for this show.
I'm on it, man. I'm on it.
That's very provocative, Cole.
Oh yeah. What did you say? Sorry.
It's very provocative, that question.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
So
I like to put a little bit of sneak in a little bit of sexiness. You never
He says,
know.
I wish we would shuffle the positions a bit more. For example, Liverpool do Son down the middle, then he's on the wing, make it less predictable.
I do
In
get
game,
that.
in game, of course.
That's a good
Yeah.
one.
3 were more fluid.
See, because people say, do we need a number 9? Right, it's what people keep saying all the time. Now, when Klopp rebuilt Liverpool, did Klopp have an out-and-out number 9?
He had Fabinho, didn't he, as a false 9?
Yeah, he had Firmino, he had Mane,
Firmino.
and he had Salah.
I'm so mad. So many told me, okay, this no one cares, but I was clamoring for Mane, just absolutely screaming for him on Reddit. That's the site I was on before I did YouTube, constantly, and everyone was like, "He's not good enough." And then he came and did what he did at Liverpool. It pissed me off so much. I just wanted to be like, I could dig up the comments still to this day because I've done it.
But then three players, when Klopp brought them in and he played with them three, the three would interchange everywhere, and that's you keep teams guessing when you do that, and maybe there's a point there in just harmless potato. He's got a point there saying, why are we so static? Like regimented with staying in position, where we know that the players that we've got can play in the front three. So why don't they switch it over and that and get the opposition?
Well, I'd like to
guessing?
see Ricky still on the left, but Sonny in the middle.
My best guess is it's still Ange. It's still Ange getting everybody so drilled that they're able to do that effectively, that they can switch positions.
Then they've got the confidence to do it. I think he's sticking with the basics, and we haven't mastered the basics.
Right.
Through
Since we haven't even got Ange, I know you hate Ange ball as a term, but since we haven't gotten Ange ball down yet, we can't experiment. I think with having the players interchange, but I think it'll come. It should. It's like the natural progression. You would think.
Yeah.
So I don't think we'll see Lo Celso on the bench next year.
You think it'll be?
I think he'll be gone. There are going to be some surprises in the next 4 years.
Yeah, I think
there really is, and I'm excited with that.
Did you hear what I said the other day, Dave? When I said that at the moment, I think Ange knows that he's got round pegs for square holes at the moment.
Yeah.
He's trying to get the best out of whoever he's got at the moment, but he already knows in his mindset he has to keep every player on point and as part of the team and everything.
My mom got to
He has to do that. Keep everyone on side and on board because he doesn't want players to drop off. But he already knows in his heart of hearts who he wants to keep next season and who he wants to get rid. But if you start telling players now you're not part of my plans, that upsets the whole chemistry for the whole team. So he knows. People that think he doesn't know must be absolute idiots. He already knows who he wants and who he doesn't want.
And let's be honest.
Some of the players that are playing now will not be here next season.
I think they know that.
That's right.
And
do you know who? Can I ask one question?
Højbjerg knows. Højbjerg was probably asked to stay because of injuries or some shit. So they were like, "Hey, you think Richarlison's
do you know who I reckon would be good as a false 9?
Who's that?
Is he? Well, he holds the play up anyway, and he plays on the right wing. Cooley.
Oh,
he played as a secondary striker at Juve, didn't he?
If you had two strikers, if you had like a 2-striker setup, and you had Kulu as like the knockdown setup guy, you know what I mean? That would be sick. That would be awesome.
With Madison in behind him. Ooh.
Oh, disgusting. Or even just put like, I'm trying to think of the closest player I can think of.
Hey,
prime Jermaine Defoe. That'd be good.
Jermaine, I love.
Of course, bro. Big love to you, bro. And I'm glad that you had fun. We had fun having you here. Unknown prediction. Ange will pipe down on the full-on attack approach next season and will invite teams to attack them more. That way he can expose and make the most of the spaces that will be created. So you're almost saying, I know it wouldn't be to this degree, but that's what we did with Mourinho. And Son and Kane flourish. You can't say that wasn't like peak Sonny. But even Man City cross the ball, take shots from outside. You have to make the opposition come out. Jose, you were just saying this to me today that we try to dribble the ball in too much.
Yeah, I watched Man City today, and I said to you that Man City at Man City in the first half, or the first 60 minutes of the game, they were playing the horseshoe game that we were playing against Wolves. When low block teams where you're passing it around in a horseshoe shape. Yeah,
Fucking rip.
they were doing that, but once they got through, and they got through from a mistake because the player from Brentford lost it on the edge of the Man City area. The Man City 2 passes, it got to Alvarez. Alvarez has put Haaland through, who's around 40 yards down the pitch and slotted it away. But as soon as Man City went 1-0 up, more spaces began to be created. More spaces began to appear because Brentford have got to come out now. They can't low block anymore. They've got to come out, and therefore Man City were then getting in for the last 20 minutes. Man City were getting in over and over again. Yeah, they were drawing players out.
Can't say,
but they came out of their shape because they went 1-0 down.
But you can't. Say, we also we attempt those. We attempt those. Counterattacks off corners and things like that. And we come close. There's been so many times where we should have scored recently where we haven't.
We lost the goal.
We didn't have the quality in the back four, though, did we?
We lost the goal at the weekend to that, though, didn't we?
We did.
We lost the counter goal on the edge of our box.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Roma was running back and then he stopped.
I'm just saying we could score more goals than we do. Easily.
Your friend is agreeing with you, Mr. Harmless Potato says, I'd try Kulu as a false 9. He's got work rate, the strength, the vision.
Right.
You don't really need pace in that position.
Yes.
I honestly liken him to Harry Kane, but everybody rips on me for it. But think about it.
Well, he's what, 6'2", 6'3"?
The way they move
well, he's not a tall man.
They're
Kulu.
not fast, but they're strong. Yes.
Kulu or Richie? Who you saying 6'2", 6'3", David?
I think Kulu is a lot bigger than what he looks.
Let me do the Google.
Yeah, but he's quite hefty
lanky.
up top, isn't he? Yeah, he's quite hefty up top, I think. Kulu. Hence why he can hold 2 of the 3 players up at the same time.
But I can't wait for little Solomon to get back.
6'1", 6'1". Yeah, he's strong. He's strong as an ox, dude. I wouldn't. I would say I wouldn't fight him, and I'd fight almost anyone. I might lose, but I'd do it.
As long as you mark them, Colin.
Yeah,
I normally mark their fists, so that's why I don't fight.
And then you have a beer.
Use a thug from the video arcade games.
I'm from a rough area in a small town. You know, we're pretty. Gotta watch out for us.
You gotta pick up
North End, Vincent's baby.
It's all right telling me, Chris, that he's 186 centimeters tall, but how fucking tall is 186 centimeters?
6'1".
Just over 6'1".
6'1". Okay, fair enough.
He's same age, same height. I'm just under 6'2".
Okay, so all the people that play basketball.
Guess how tall I am.
If you like basketball and you all play basketball, then you understand all these centimeters. Because basketball players, no one says, "Yeah, our pivot is 7'1". No one ever says that. They all say he's 100 or 200 centimeters.
We always say feet and stuff here, but hey, how tall do you guys think I am? You've never met me in real life.
I'd say you're about 5'10".
Fucking on the money, on the dot. Have you heard me say that to somebody?
No, I haven't.
I had. No, I hadn't.
Incredible.
I hadn't.
That's absolutely unreal. That's incredible. Yes.
I reckon I'm a 6 footer.
I
think my driver's listening.
I reckon you're a good 6 foot, Jose.
I'm not.
I shouldn't show you guys this. I swear to God, I'm looking at. Let me see what I can cover up.
I used to be. So I had a car crash in 1995. And I fractured 5 vertebrae in my lower thorax. From then, my back has gone like that. So I've got curvature now in the spine. So I've actually lost height. I probably would have been about 6 foot, but I'm not no more.
Yeah.
I've lost.
Yeah, I've had back fusions. I've got 3 vertebrae fused. I had to give up work. Used to work underground and I used to be about 6'2", and I've shrunk.
Yeah. So and with age as well, for some reason I don't know by it, but with age you tend to shrink as well. So yeah.
The discs.
I used to be like 7'9". I used to be like 7'9", and
I
then
don't
now
know
I'm
whether
like,
he's calling me Jose or Jose, but he says I'm 5'2". I think he thinks I'm Joe Pesci.
yes. Dude, you know what? You know who I wish was here? I wish Scott was here. Scott was making some really good points on the show the other day. I wish Scott would hang out. Big up to Scott, everybody. Big up. To Scott.
Is that Scott M?
Yeah, Scotty M. Yeah.
Yeah, get Scotty M on.
I know he's got his points, and he really believes them, and that's good. And
yeah, we've had
What
the sparring sessions, but
my God!
Look who's here.
Holy shit! Oh my God! That
Who's
me
here?
one. Oh my God! That actually.
Hey, Scott M.
Stop for a second. That warms my cold heart, Scott. That you're here. That you've been. That you watch. I always wonder who people are watching the show are. You know, you ever do that? You're like, this X amount of people are watching, and I always wonder who the other people are. And now I know, Scott, that you watch. That makes me so happy, buddy.
So he's busy working and he's listening only, and it says
Don't
sorry
be-
he didn't say hi.
Don't be sorry. It's just.
Well, it just goes to show because these programs are recorded, Scotty, and Colin was bigging you up and talking nicely. So if you hadn't heard it for yourself, you could have seen it or heard it on playback anyway. So yeah, we've got nothing to hide here, Scott. Colin rates you.
Scott's been my homie since like day one. And I like Scott because we don't agree on almost anything, but we get along like crazy. And when we do agree, we really do agree. It's awesome. The other day he said that Kulu was good enough for a big rotational option, but we need to look for a better player. And I was like, that is an absolutely that statement is not crazy at all. That's a great statement.
Like I said, I think
Dry rice peanut, that's a big bloody peanut if you're 6'6".
it is. I was going to say that.
Damn.
Wow.
He's a pivot in the basketball court.
Is a carpet match
Yeah.
drink? I'm just kidding.
He's a guard on an NBA team.
Right.
There's some big units.
But yeah, no, some of those guys are unreal. The height on some of those. I'm jealous. I'm glad.
Same height as my uncle, Dry rice peanut. He was a huge man.
Should we grab a guy like that for Spurs? Do Spurs need a huge player that we can like jam in the middle and Fellaini it up? For
I reckon we sign up Crouch's kid.
Crouch has a kid. He probably is already 6'3".
Sign him up. Father and son.
Get him.
Dry roasted peanut. After watching handball, I got taller.
I'll tell you what, if people love the way we played earlier on, that's only 25% of what Ange's system is all about. So
I'm like,
while we're in the doldrums and feeling bad, the future is pretty bright, pretty darn bright, I reckon.
I agree. Very, very, very bright indeed. Jose, future bright?
What, with Drahovic?
No.
Vlahovic.
I was just talking about. David's last comment. But anyway, Vlahovic. What do you think about him up top?
So David's last comment. Sorry, I was listening to something at the same time.
What I'm saying is, if people would say, when we went undefeated for 10 matches and we're top of the league, I'll say that again. That was only 25% of what Ange's system is all about.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be exciting. That's what I'm meaning.
Right. All I've got to say about that, David, is that when Mr. Postecoglou speaks, right, and he says all along, he said to us from day one, we're not there. Defensively, we're far better than what he thought we would be. Not defensively as in a defence. Defensively as in a team. He said they've picked up what he wants. The way he wants to play in and out of possession defensively is far better and more advanced than what he thought the team would be. However, where we lack and where we still haven't learned is in attack. And he still maintains that now. So therefore, we know, and this is where I keep going back to the round pegs with square holes. He's trying to do the best he can with the squad he's got. You can't alienate the
right.
players, and you can't alienate
No.
the squad. So therefore, he's keeping everyone tight, everyone close, everyone on board. But he knows already who he's going to keep and who he's not going to keep for next season. And
Exactly.
with a pre-season, like you said, David, a pre-season behind him as well, like a proper pre-season, not let's go to the far-flung corners of the earth in the wrong seasons. It's like me saying, do you know what? Let's visit. I don't know. Where's the coldest? Let's visit Alaska. let's go and have a match. Let's go and play a match in Alaska in December.
Yeah.
That's the kind of planning that they've done.
How about December 19th? Because that's my birthday.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. That's the kind of planning they did to go to Thailand.
Did you say same?
Yeah.
In monsoon season.
We have
do you know what I mean?
December the 19th?
No. What I'm saying is, it's just crazy to say go
We have
to
the same
Alaska.
birthday.
Who does?
Or
Yeah.
Jose coming here and playing a match when it's 46 degrees like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Both extreme. Absolutely.
Come and play.
David and I have the same birthday.
David, your birthday the 19th of December as well.
No, 2nd of January.
What are you talking about,
Oh,
Colin? You said he's the same birthday as you.
I swear to God, that's what. Sorry, I misheard something a second ago.
Okay.
No worries.
Right. So, yeah, it's like me saying, what we'll do is we'll go and play in Australia in 46-degree heat, but what we'll do is we'll close the roof.
Yeah.
It's just
And have no fans on. Have no aircon on.
Box fans, of course.
But it's only 30 seats though, so.
Hey,
Todd,
look who it is.
Good to
Todd,
see you.
what is
You
up?
were gifted a membership earlier by David Spurs. Look who's here, another one. Shanata, you've been gifted a membership as
G'day,
well from
Shanata.
David. So Top Spurs and Shanata, if you want to come on, the link is in the community section, and you can both come on because you're both members. You're cool. But with that, I'm going to turn around and say that I've got to shoot. I've got to bail out because I've got work tomorrow, and it's now coming to 1 o'clock in the morning. So
Yeah, I've got to shoot too. I've got to go and look after my mum.
okay, because I was going to duck out.
Good on you, buddy. I appreciate you doing
Yeah.
that. You're a good man.
Yeah.
Jose, thank you for all your time today.
No, David, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on, mate.
Oh, it's been my honour to come on. I've really
It's been brilliant having you. To have a
and
chat
great
to each other.
Yeah.
The first of many, right?
Yeah, first of many, exactly.
So
Do you mind
all
if I nip off and then you can get someone else in?
Yeah, well, I'm going to leave. But what I was going to say, Colin, hang on for a minute. I have to go soon. Sorry, guys. So Shanata can't come on, and I don't know whether Tot Spurs wants to come on to come on with Colin. But I've got a dart. So thank you very much, everyone who's tuned in.
Oh, thanks, Jose.
We appreciate you guys big time.
Thank you to you, Mr. Shea, for your generosity earlier as well.
Yeah, not a problem.
And yeah,
Oh,
thank
Mr.
you very
Shear,
much.
your generosity was unreal. No, I was reading something and talking. I should never do that. I can't do both. David, your contribution to the channel earlier was amazing. Thank you, sir. We seriously, everyone says you help keep the lights on. That sounds corny, but you help keep us going and you help keep this content coming. So thank you, dog. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, big. I'm going to call you Big Dog from now on. That's it.
Since I've been coming on to other channels and that, I really appreciate the hard work you guys put in. So that's one of the reasons why, it helps getting, spots like this for all of us crazy fans.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Oh, it's fun.
There's only one myself.
Exactly.
It was nice because
Yeah,
we had about 5 people. We had 7 people on the screen at one stage, which is good. So it's enjoyable.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it's enjoyable. But David, take care of yourself and take care of your mum, mate, and then we'll be in touch soon. Yeah, thank you very much.
Always,
David.
brother. Guys take care.
And yourself.
Come
mate.
on, you
Take care.
Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on. And then there were 2, and there's soon to just be 1.
I've got to dart off, so I don't know whether anyone else wants to jump on. But Tot Spurs, I don't know whether he's hearing this, but Tot Spurs got to give him a membership.
I'll hang out for a second.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, I'm gonna love you and leave you, and I'll have a chat with you tomorrow. So good luck, and thank you, everyone. And yeah, take care of yourself and enjoy, mate. Enjoy the show.
And then there was one. I'm scared. Yo, okay, everybody, what's up? Basically, all I'm doing right now is reading Spurs news. Hang out if you want. It might be fun. You might like it. Sun breaks silence on Asian Cup altercation. Calls on fans to forgive Lee. Let's just go straight to the comments. Seems like the smart thing to do. There's a picture of him and Lee. I'm going to share my screen. Lee came in. So we're going to share screen. Gonna grab this share. You guys are gonna know my tabs. This is bad. Oh well. So I'm not gonna add the stage. Boom. Let me get that over here. Yeah, life's good. This is easy. All right, so guys, Sun breaks silence on altercation. Calls on fans to forgive Lee. Honestly, the whole thing was blown out of proportion, but heard the Korean netizens were outraged about this over how Sun didn't take responsibility over the situation and said that he didn't protect Lee Kang-in and forced him to apologize by himself. Now that Sun has posted this, hope the netizens would let go of Sonny and face the real issue, which is the KFA. What weird drama. Like, there's all kinds of weird drama surrounding the Korean national team, and that's sad to me. I hope everything works out for those homies. But who we have in the chat, too? We'll hang out with the chat. Look at this. 653. Starless Potato. Oh, yeah, dude. Of course. David. Of course. Always, man. You know that. You're always welcome, buddy. Everybody is being really dope in the chat. Appreciate you guys. Let's see what else is going on. That Sunny altercation thing was kind of interesting. Oh, I know that it's just a Burberry ad. He's just modeling with this lady, but Sunny needs himself a lady. Would Sunny be as good? I'll ask the chat. Would Sunny be as good if he had a girl? Would having a girlfriend or a wife, would that make Sunny less good at football or something? His dad seems to think so. And then I'm sure that everybody saw Madison do the thing with the kid that was having the issues. I'm not sure exactly what issue he has, but he has a walking disability type thing. And Matters hung out with him, and man, it says if you have a spare 6 minutes to watch this, it's worth it. Honestly, so grateful that I was able to be a part of this. Samuel is an inspiration to me without even realizing it. A lovely family around him and a mentality stronger than most on this planet, and now a friend of mine. Big credit to the people behind the scenes for sorting this. Spurs official, my club, heart. That's awesome. So stuff like that makes me love Madison, and I used to hate him. I used to literally think that Madison was an absolute piece of trash. Dude, Chris Meta Football TV signing off. Big love, dude. Until next time, for sure. Have a great night, sir. Miss you already. Love you. But let me get that dumb banner off there too. Oops, new dumb banner. Wrong dumb banner. All right, here we go. So I'll put up this one. But what else we got here? Found this in a toilet door a while back. Glenn Hoddle. Hold on, what the fuck? Why don't I get this joke? 1996 to 1999. Was he coaching me those years?
Listeners who didn't wish to hear about such things should turn off their radio.
I don't understand nothing about the years. If someone in the chat could explain that to me, that would be dope. A bunch of blogs, a bunch of people trying to be me on here. Just kidding. Whoa, look at our boys from the Winter Burberry collection. Dele, Bale, and Sonny. Wow, interesting. Coolio. This is funny. What's everyone think about this? Harry Kane's longest losing streak. It was 3 in a row with Spurs, and that was 12 seasons of playing with Tottenham. It's now 3 in a row with Bayern in 1 season. Did Kane make a mistake by going to Bayern, do you think? I mean, was it a mistake? I have trouble saying for sure that it was a mistake, but you know, it's tough. And I know there's people here. I know you're here, guys. Was it a mistake? Should Kane have stayed? Will Spurs win a trophy before Harry Kane does? By the way, the kit that Kane's wearing in this picture, sick. It's a sick kit. And the one that came out the year, the HP kit is also really good. It was right around the same time. Get him out of the red. God, I hate seeing Kane in red. Apparently, I can't. I'm gonna get told for that. Shoot. And here's what Jose was saying earlier, and I can confirm now. A Korean media reported today that both Tottenham and Bayern Munich are visiting Seoul this summer as part of their preseason tour. The media reported Spurs will play 2 games in Seoul, the same as they did in 2022. The story is not confirmed, though, by the organizer or the club yet, so I take it back. I'm not confirming that. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. Again, this is Colin talking ball. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Like the video. We're just hanging out now. This was the members show, but no members have come and hung out. So just kind of reading, hanging out. Nick says, "Dude, Ski, what are you doing?" Dude, I'm just chilling. And if anybody wants to chill, they can chill. Just reading through some Spurs news on Reddit. Hanging out with the gang, you know. What are you doing? I'm just YouTubing, bro. Isn't this what everyone does? This is YouTubing. I'm just YouTubing. What's up, world? 3 hours in. That was when Hoddle managed England. Thank you, Scott. See, man, I've got some awesome people in the chat. Scott, big up. I think there's obviously a delay here too. Talking beers at his boys practice. Nice, man. You're a good dad. Good dad. Do they both practice at the same time, or do you have to like coordinate separate rides? What else we have in here? Oop, nothing looks great. Biggest earnings from jersey sales and merch. Spurs are 10th. Jesus Christ, Barca makes 100 million more than we do on merch and kits. I thought Sonny got us all of the kit money. Where is everybody that says that? Where are they? And I know that we'd be like 14th without him, but oh no, guys, there's no kangaroos, but there is a cobber. What is up, cobber?
Oh, sorry to leave you hanging like that.
Oh, you're good, man. I was just jamming. If anybody, you know, I wasn't really doing. I was just kind of hanging out. You know, the equivalent of like you know, playing guitar and you know, not knowing what's just a soloing on the guitar. Just
Awesome.
Whoa, and look, it's Nick, and he's back as well once his camera loads. Look, and now there were 3 again. Look
Good
at
on you, Nick.
It may be pretty loud, so sorry.
Hey, no.
Hey, what?
Sorry if you don't be sorry.
If it's too loud, I'll step outside.
I've got to turn the hearing aid up.
There was a question. There was a question from Tom Spurs that I missed. Apparently. Question. Oh shoot! Thank you, Tom Spurs. Is anyone worried that if Vicario got injured, how would we get away with his absence? That is absolutely something to be worried about. 100%. Like
Not very well.
1,000%. We'd be relying on Brandon Austin.
Yeah, basically.
Especially with Steely not there.
Because Panhand's Forcer is out, and Alfie Whiteman's on loan someplace or sold or something. I forget now. What are we going to do in the keeper department? That's a good question. What do you think, Cobber?
I recall Keely from Portvale where he is.
Damn, that would be. I mean, I think that's our only option. But wow, he's young, and that would be wild.
Can we do that?
He is young, but yeah.
You're good enough. You're old enough.
Yeah,
Let's play 2 age groups up.
He's Dave from the Orange Hotspur. He does the updates on all the loanees and the young players. And there's mixed messages about Keely. He is young and raw. But, yeah.
I mean, yeah,
so there is a huge, massive step up from youth things to even Division 1, you know,
Yeah.
or League 1.
Oh, I hope he can come. I mean, if he can come through, that'd be great. I don't know when the last time that we had like a youth keeper come through was, because it hasn't happened in my lifetime. But
No,
um,
no.
Oh,
Mate, sign for Raya. Do a Raya, do a Raya, Ray.
we need
No,
to
thanks.
go and yeah.
That was tongue in cheek.
I'll take
Tongue in
Brad
cheek.
Friedel. I'll take Brad Friedel back, please. Oh, here's the award that Kane would win if he ends up as top scorer in the Bundesliga.
Very
So he might get that-
militaristic, isn't it?
nice.
He might get that as a trophy this season.
That looks like a gunner's trophy.
That's about it.
It does.
Oh no, it
But
is.
it was Robert Lewandowski.
It's an ugly looking thing.
What about
Oh man,
what's De Gea doing?
what's the what?
De Gea from Man United.
Geez, yeah. What is he up to? We got to scoop him up. That would be.
That explains that whole thing, no. I mean,
Can you imagine having him in the team?
I think he was a free,
but
he was a free
another,
agent, wasn't he?
I saw on YouTube, I don't know whether it was sarcasm that post, but Onana's in line for top keeper of the year, clean sheet wise.
Wait, say that again. Onana's what?
Yeah, but I mean,
In for clean sheet, the least number of the most number of clean sheets in the league.
Jeez,
Sorry?
man. I wouldn't have believed it.
No, nor would I. Oh. So, but
Everyone
we
can
can't
just give
keep
him
a clean
Twitter.
sheet because our midfield's misfiring.
Yeah, no. Our whole team's misfiring, and it's definitely a shame. So I have a couple more. Let me get this off of here. That was fun for like half a second. Sorry about that, guys. But again, I would like to say thank you to all of the channel members for their support. You guys mostly. Thank you guys both a lot for your support to the channel. It means a lot.
You're welcome.
So a question I wanted to ask you guys, and this is, I don't mean to be negative, but who's been you think the worst performer of this season? You can start.
That's
with
easy for me because he's not here anymore.
Eric Dyer gets the worst performer just for part of the season.
That's too easy.
I got to play it now. I got to play it.
Yeah.
worst performer of the season.
Yeah.
Oh, so many to choose from.
Or skips.
Man, every time Hoiberg gets on the pitch, I cringe a little bit every time.
That answer gets the thumbs up. I just really wanted to use the Dawson thumbs up. I just like to do this. It's fun.
But see, we're going to have to get some homegrown in because ours is terrible. The homegrown ratio is shocking. So if we get rid of Skip, we're going to have to bring in another player. You know,
I would just bring a youth player up, Alfie Devine or something, make up that.
Yeah,
number.
Sorrow will be
that's
homegrown
why
next
we
season.
need a really good pre-season. He's Devine, Donnelly, Dorrington.
Hey, I didn't see this message from Scott, but Scott M says, "Is that David's cheer? Did I get that right? If so, cheers. We may not agree on Ange, but great to see you." So that's awesome.
Great to see you too, Scott. You're a good man. I know that, Colbert.
Yeah, Scott, you're a great dude. Big love, Scott.
I just hope that Ange proves you wrong. Proof will be in the pudding, Colbert. Proof will be in the pudding.
Exactly.
I think he'll get more adventurous as he beds down the squad that he wants, too, just quietly.
Would you guys agree with me that Emerson's kind of shit?
Yeah, he is, but he's a great squad player. But yeah. And how old is Emerson now?
He's a worse squad player than. I'd rather have Ben Davis as a squad player than Emerson. I feel like.
And yet Emerson did a good job against. I forget who was against when he played centre back.
City, probably. He played really well against City.
Yeah. So
Yeah, they played out of their minds versus City.
Yeah. It's like the team plays. They're like kids. You know, it's like a young person's team. You play almost to the level of your opponents. You know, you just naturally you meet kind of them at where they are, and I think that's happening with our team, and it shouldn't happen with grown professional. You know what I mean? It just shouldn't happen. It's weird that it happens.
Yeah, we got to get some of the guys need to step up and really, other than who already is, Vicario seems like he's stepping up quite a bit, but we need to get some guys that are stepping up and being a leader, even if it's by example. We don't always need a Roy King head smasher. We need some
I
guys.
really want to see someone like a Roy Keane that
That would
really
be crazy.
wind up other teams. That's who I think they're missing.
If Romero could speak a little better English, I think he may do that.
Well, if
I don't think so,
Ferguson is the reliable one, we can afford to take him off when he has the yellow card before he has the brain fart.
True. Exactly. In a perfect world, he goes out, he plays as hard as he can, he gets yellow, Dragish, and comes in. You know what
That's
I mean?
right.
Just make that so.
And that's
You
what
get
we
five
need
fucking
for
subs.
every-
You get 5 fucking subs for a reason. You better use them. And look at my.
Yep.
Have you guys seen these shirts before? My cat. He's flipping the bird. Can you tell? It's hidden under.
No,
You gotta
it's too small,
fold down,
brother.
flipping the bird. So just wanted to show you guys that. But yeah, Top Spurs wants to know who's been your standout player for Spurs so far this season. That's
Okay.
tough. But for me, I have an answer easily, but the answer is so easy. I almost want to give my number 2 player,
Ditto.
Vicario.
I was actually going to go VDV and then Vicario.
Wow. All right. Well,
Van-
now we have
Van-
to like fight or something.
Dude, we'll thumb wrestle.
Okay.
We have
Meet me halfway.
the
Start driving right now.
we have it's still what
Just 5 hours.
6 hours.
Just 5 hours for
Yeah.
both of those. Or
That's,
something. Who
it's
cares?
fine. No big deal.
Don't even have to put
No,
gas
I
in
mean,
the car.
he's so fast, and he's rarely been a liability. I mean, same with Vicario. He's rarely been a liability. He's not used to these goals that they're consuming.
Oh, yeah.
Not 100% on him. I mean, there's some on him, but his positioning is fantastic, and so is EDV, and his recovery, his speed alone in recovery is just enough for me to give the massive thumbs up for that.
Yo, do you guys and then David, let's get your
Van de
answer
Ven.
please about your player this season.
Van de Ven.
That's exactly what. Yeah, you and Nick are in agreement. I'm with Vicario. I think Vicario gets number 1.
Oh, yeah, and, well, the 3, Poro, Vicario, and Van de Ven.
Yeah,
But I'll
transform our
get
defense.
I'll get shot down for this. The most determined player has been Richie. With his
Oh, yeah.
pressing, his defensive work at times, and he scored goals. And his ability to come back to mental health this year, and do it himself, not rely on other people to help him out. That's
I just hope the
that's a
last
measure of a man right there. Yeah.
Exactly.
I just hope the last 2 games
Exactly.
aren't going to define the rest of the season.
Oh, look, I hope he gets like 15 goals.
Oh, I hope he gets like 30,
Like
but
close
he
to
won't.
20.
But it's still, I can hope.
You know, I don't
nice.
think
Hold on, let me get a better one.
Are
Are you guys down to play keeper West Ham if I get a good one?
Yeah, go on.
I'm gonna have to.
I'm up for it.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.
Okay, I'm trying to find a good one. I'm looking in the vault here of keeper West Ham's. Yeah, I want to go with this one because okay, here we go. You know, I always say I'm gonna do the ones where the players are shit. The players are kind of shit. Here we go. Everyone, you know what it is. It's Keeper West Ham, the internet's favorite Tottenham game show. Thank you guys for joining. Today is a special edition of the show where all of the players are shit, and you get to pick which of these shitty players you want. And you've got to keep one for your starting 11. You've got to bench one, and you got to send one all the way to West Ham on the other side of London. So here they go.
Oh God.
You got Skippy, Højbjerg, and Gio Lo Celso. The look
I'd
on
go-
Skippy's face in that picture, I'm really surprised they let him keep it. He just looks so disinterested.
He does. You go
I don't think
first,
he is.
Nick.
I'm gonna go right to left. Honestly, keep bench West Ham. I mean the fact that Lo Celso cannot stay fit is just it's he's not useful. If you're not on the pitch, you're not
So
useful.
wait, you're going Skippy over Højbjerg?
Yes, I had no.
Did you just smoke
watching him-
after your son's practice?
Dude,
Tally's kinda
watching
street,
no,
dude.
okay, that's fine, but maybe so. But watching him quite literally fumble and trip over the ball like he's a 7-year-old is just enough for me.
That was
It
nerves.
just I can't.
The first time it's legitimately could happen. Second time he was in his own head probably about the first time. I know the moment you're talking about. It's when he like double fumbled against I think it was City.
That ruined it for me. I'm like, dude, we fucking need you right now. But what are
Yeah,
you doing? I don't know, mate.
He really dropped the ball in that scenario. You're
That's
right.
just-
I get it.
That's just me, mate. But Skippy
Hey,
seems like he's
it's
put on
fair.
a little weight and he's playing a little quicker, and
Sorry about
being a little
me
more.
saying that you smoked crack. I take it back. You didn't smoke any crack. Okay, for anybody listening, Nick does not smoke crack.
I don't. I mean, dude. To be
at
fair,
his
all
son's
three of them suck. All three of them can go f off down the Emirates for all I care, or over the bubbles.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
right.
They can all.
I think Gio,
They can all go-
Gio could do bits at the Emirates. Gio would be good if he was coached by Arteta. But hey, what do
Gio
you
would-
think, Albert? David Shears, you're up, my man.
Well, same as Nick, but keep Skip on the bench, sell Højbjerg for 30 million, and Lo Celso will Barcelona want him. So,
Damn.
but
All
yeah,
right. Well,
I'll definitely get rid of Lo Celso. We can't trust him. He's not good.
do you think Skip is worth keeping?
Yeah, just only because he's homegrown. That's
Of
the
those
only reason.
He's never gonna evolve into a player that can like make a difference on the first team.
No,
No, well, I'd like to sell him, just like we did with Winks. And that's
I mean he's only 20.
Tots
Exactly,
said just
top
get rid
third.
of all three, which is not allowed. Tots, you are a mod, you know this. And then Tots says, "Well, also must be a good medic by now. He can say join the physios. Højbjerg can learn to cut the grass, and Skip can skip to West Ham." I do not want any of them, but if I had to pick one, it probably would be Højbjerg. And you know what I would use him for? I'd put him in to go like get a red card and just absolutely clobber somebody at the end of the game. He would be my player that I would be like, hey, we're at the beginning of the game. I'd go down to 10 men if we could take out. Oh my God, there's some players for some teams. So you get them out of the game. You know what I mean? You're good. Let's
Skip
go.
seems to be
Let's
two.
start.
Skip seems to be 2 seconds behind the 8 ball.
Yeah. What happened? How did he do so well at Norwich?
Right.
Right? Where it's
I think-
basically
Well, I reckon Skip played Bentancur into bad form. And Lo Celso, because they couldn't rely on him to keep the ball and pass it back in a triangle.
Yeah.
Maybe. Hey, so another thing in Skippy's box for me is that he's
gross.
he's
Don't
20.
talk about
He's
his
like
box.
23. Sorry, checking a box. God damn it!
I'm just
Checking,
kidding,
whatever.
sorry.
I'm tired,
I
man.
had to do it. I had to get you.
It's been a long day. I know. I got you. I set myself up for that one. But no. I mean, he's only 23, and he, in my opinion, he has gotten better. However, it's like uber suck versus just kind of suck.
Yeah, he
no,
doesn't suck a
Uber-
lot.
He's hit his ceiling, hasn't he? He's got nowhere to go ceiling wise.
Nowhere. You can tell. You can tell by watching him. I mean, and then I'd love to be proven wrong. Jesus Christ, please prove me
I
wrong.
mean, he's a lovely bloke.
Yeah, and I mean, if he could come out and he was amazing next season, I would say, hey, I'm a fucking idiot. Check out my show from the 20th of February. I don't.
Yeah.
I'll admit it to everybody, but he just doesn't. He looks like he's not nimble and tricky enough, but he's also not strong and stout enough. He's like a weird mix between a number 8 and a number 6, like an 8 and a 6, and he doesn't do
All
either.
three
very
of
well.
those don't fit Ange.
And it's just
Like
like Skippy
Celso,
does
he was
everything.
fit.
Skippy does everything.
Losing,
Like
Okay.
man.
I can't keep up with the tempo with Ange. That's why he keeps on 30.
Yeah. Skip would be good if he could stay healthy. Yeah, Todd Spurs wants to know what he just heard. It was something about Skippy's box. I don't know. Nick said it. So, but yeah, guys, that's been key for West Ham. I want to check real quick, see if any new news has come out. We don't have to pull it up. So I'll bring this out. We'll look at our pretty faces for a second. And then I hear people downstairs. I have guests here, so I got to go in a sec. I just want to check and make sure I haven't missed anything wild. Jacob, United
We're
Spurs
about to have a
America,
scrimmage, so I gotta go.
all right. Well, hey, have a good one, dude. Hey, hope you guys win. Kick ass and
Well,
tell
they're
your
both
kid
they're both
nice
playing
things
on
to do.
they're both playing on 2 different fields at the same time, so I'm gonna have to be going
Oh.
back and forth. It's like so I
Well, I
gotta go
said-
from here to here.
Tell
and back
your
and
kid I
forth.
said good luck. Say Colin
We'll do.
says do your best.
All right, I will.
All right, later, brother.
See you guys. Bye.
Peace. And then there was one. Everybody, I am out. Thank you so much for tuning in. No crazy news that I can see. Just want to say, everybody, thank you so much for joining in. It's been an awesome member show. Thanks for not making fun of the Band-Aid on my face. I got checked for face cancer today. We'll find out. I'll let you know on the show. Live reveal of my test results. Again, thank you, everybody, for joining in. I just wanted to say one more time, because I am a slag, that my car got wrecked by some idiot without insurance. Hit me in my car. So if you want to donate to the car fund, there is a link for that. And there was a picture of the wrecked car. It's pretty cool. Let's see. There it is. Wrecked. Here it is. Not wrecked. Not wrecked. Wrecked. Not wrecked. Wrecked. Sucks. And they had to total it just for that. I didn't think that was worth totaling a car. But anyway, if you want to donate to the car fund, the link is right there. It's just like a charity for poor me. Thank you if you do that. If you don't, thank you guys again for being here. This is Talk and Ball. We do normally the content is a little more serious and a little less goofy, but we like to have fun at the end here. So everybody, please make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't yet. And think about becoming a member of La Familia. You can come on these member shows. Thanks again, guys. Deuces. I'll play out with a Madison song just because it would be weird not to at this point, right? Here we go.
My team has got James Madison. James Madison is what we need. Whoa, thank God we got James Madison. This kid plays ball like you would never believe. Whoa.